bro. I don't even care about being the best in America. I'm the best in the world.
We are here for the final event to see who wins Street Fighter League.
We are excited to come back and play.
It's gonna be the biggest showdown.
One of these two teams will be crowned.
Nasser against Alpha 3.
If you stand in my way, I will kill you.
He's not ready for this, though. Not ready for it. He said you're not ready for this. This is only the beginning. We're going to week 1. The stakes are significantly higher.
Oh my God!
You're still alive. He jumped back. Oh my God! The playoff spot is in the balance.
You believe in fate?
Oh my God! The block.
He's doing it for his team
This
right now.
What a slugger of a match.
I'll end you quickly.
I'll show you.
Street Fighter League World Champion!
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
Steve,
Oh
what's
my God.
happening?
It's so good.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters, where we pit two amazing players, hidden talents from around the world in an exhibition, the first to 10 for their bragging rights, and to know a little bit more about themselves and what they currently think of Street Fighter 5. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that trailer. Not the one that's playing next to me right now. I think we're all well versed with this one. But the one you saw before that with some Street Fighter League, don't worry, we'll be talking about that in a little bit and everything that transpired over this past weekend. But we're going to have some more juicy Street Fighter 5 action tonight. But I can't do this alone. Well, I can. I've been told not to. I have to have two compadres. They call themselves my minions. They are my commentary partners in crime. They are here tonight with me. We got good old Veggey here with us alongside Olvaha. I said Olvaha, didn't I? I said a fusion of Olvaha and Veggey.
It's all ruined.
That's brilliant.
That's
I know.
a mixture of Veggey and Olvaha.
I know, right? Olvaha. I'll call you both Olvaha from now on. Olvaha, how are we doing tonight? Talk to me.
Nice.
Veggey, you first.
Very nice.
Oh, feeling really good.
Yeah. So now we don't know really which one of us you are talking to.
Nah,
but that's classical Jammerz, just like mixing it up, just as we go ahead with it. But I'm gonna assume, because I'm very like take everything personal, that you addressed me first. So I'm just gonna take this and ride with it. I'm doing really good right now, Jammerz, especially after I saw your gorgeous face with a nice clean. Yeah, Olvaha, you can continue this. Nice clean.
Nice clean hoodie. Look at it, like
woo! I like
color world,
very
like
nice.
everything. Just very nice.
I don't know.
It's very good.
I haven't worn this hoodie in a little while, so I thought I'll just like play the part, put on my color block hoodie.
It's hoodie season. It's September. It's hoodie season.
Well, it's still a little bit hot where we are, so I kind of took a gamble, but I said I haven't worn this in a little while. So.
It's hot in England?
Well,
That's news to me.
right. When it's,
Never mind. Actually, yeah, it's really hot right here. So, especially in Croydon, it's like sun today.
What was it? Or was it Croydon Street? Is that the place?
Croydon Street.
I was tanning today, as you can see. I'm tanning a bit today.
Clearly. All right. But they're here with me tonight, and we're going to have another juicy first to 10. As if we don't provide you with enough good first to 10s, it is. Richard, roll the fight card on the screen so that people know what's going on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you guessed it. We are visiting the West Coast once again. We have a very interesting one here. We brought Commander Jesse on the show. Shouts to Commander Jesse. Hopefully he's doing well. Alongside, people might not know much about this man unless you are from the West Coast. But this is a very good spotlight for him. He was highly recommended to us from Alex Vi. So shout out to Alex Vi. Hopefully him and his newborn are doing well, along with the family as a whole. But we're going to be having his opponent Jot on here. I'm very curious to hear about this guy's thoughts on the game and just know a little bit more about him as a person. So this is going to be the first to 10 for tonight. So Gentlemen, obviously we are highly familiar with Commander Jesse and all his talents and accolades he's done in the scene over the past couple of years. But, I mean, is there anything you want to expect from Jot? Is there anything you guys know about him that I don't know about that you guys want to share? Olvaha, you done any research regarding Jot at all?
Yeah, some research, but my search was limited. But I am still very interested in what kind of a player he is. He is playing an underrepresented character, I feel like, so it will be interesting to ask some questions regarding the character. What is the placement? I mean, how does he feel about the character right now? And yeah, that's
and
basically what sums it up for me.
For sure. And Veggey, I know you. It was a gamble bringing Jesse on only because you're a part of the show. So
No, you remember when Mr. Crimson was here?
Yes.
No bias. This is the face of professionalism. And
Sure.
I mean, as you said, everyone knows the accolades of Commander Jesse. He's well known. He's been in D-League things. I love Commander Jesse, so it doesn't matter what character he plays. Love for the person before love or hate for the character. But
can you put down a t-shirt? Can you please put down a t-shirt, please?
Yes, remind me, and you get 5%. I know you'll ask. Not more, 5%.
65.
But
Good.
when it comes to Jot, whenever I asked about like who do you practice with Menat back in the days, or when we was in the US waiting to go to DR in 2019, I asked like who if there was one to practice Menat, people would always say Jot. So that name is very familiar for me. When I asked in the Birdie Discord where did they get their experience against Menat, it was also Jot. And then I cheated a bit, Olvaha, sorry, but just before the show started, I asked him if he still plays Menat, and he said to me that he's expanding his horizons, learning more stuff. So we might get to ask him a bit about his new character picks and see why they are there. So he's definitely familiar to those who know, those who have been looking for high-level Menats. But I mean, we get to see that action. I don't know if we get to see that action today, but we'll definitely get to see some action today. Regardless of the character, I think we're going to see a high-level set. So I'm very excited to see it.
For sure. And
Jammerz.
speaking of familiarity, something very interesting happened that's familiar to me, close to home. It was another CPT, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, you know what to do. Roll the playback. Let the people know. Ladies and gentlemen, we had another CPT happen in my backyard. I didn't invite anyone over to my house. I will let you know about that very shortly. But, ladies and gentlemen, from the UK and Ireland's first CPT out of 2, the latest person to attend the Capcom Cup will be none other than the 4 Philians. The 4 Phils, not 2, not 3, not 8. There's 4 of them, and they're heading to the Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super chuffed for this man. I think he actually is the youngest competitor on this roster of qualified players right now. It was actually handed to Higuchi before. Before that, it might be given to Takamura. But I actually believe, unless I've got my facts wrong, I think 4 Phils is the youngest person to qualify for the CPT. And as you can see right there, those are all the people that are qualified for the Capcom Cup. And this month coming up, we're still in September, only the last 3 days, but rolling into October, we got like 4 or 5 CPTs on the bounce. So we're going to see 5 names added to this list. But Veggey, we've got to start with you. How are you feeling about a Falk, 4 Phils, the Falk entering Capcom Cup?
You know, I remember when I started playing Street Fighter 5 again, I remember the 4 Phils from Ranked as a Ken player back then.
Oh my god.
But, you know, he was young. Like, you know, when they're young and they're starting to explode and understand the game, like what happened to Phenom, what happened to Takamura, and what happened to tons of other players. Punk, too, I feel. Is that when they finally get to that age where their brain is ripe for the fully understanding, that's when they if they already have a good, like, solid base at that point, they just
skyrocket,
bounce into the cup, like, can almost probably make an algorithm to find which players will qualify within 5 years of the young players, because it always happens when they are this dedicated. And, you know, the switch to Falk, maybe in the beginning Falk wasn't really that good, but I think that after a couple of seasons of adjustments to top tiers and adjustments to her as a character, she's nowhere near this unusable character that people want to explain her as. But there are not any Falkes at that level. I mean, there might be some more, but to my knowledge, like the level he has with Falke and the players he practices with, it's like when you can come into a cup by not copying someone else's character choice and their strategy, you actually make it yourself. It doesn't matter what the character is or isn't, because you made it. So he's like that. A lot of the things he does, he made that, so he earned that. It's like he didn't pick up Cammy and then started to learn how to do a dive kick, which I think is like up forward and then quarter circle back or something into a kick, and then you start your offense. He definitely made this character almost from scratch. Probably has a community behind them, but I know that a lot of the tech is his, so that's an achievement on its own. And then coming with an unknown character that you can't really copy from others is a massive achievement in itself, and I'm really happy that he did win it. It would be boring if it was one of the 3 like winners of the UK region that would make it in the first. I'm so excited to see him there. I'm excited to see how he will deal with the international competition. Just very happy overall that he won. And it's very exciting for your last UK qualifier. Only one of your goals can actually make it.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. Olvaha, I will ask you how you feel about it in just a second. People on your screens right now, this is the schedule for the CPT that is coming up in October. Like I said, back-to-back weekends. We're gonna have nothing but jam-packed CPT, high-level action for you guys, and there will be qualifying players from all of these regions. And remember, Japan has their 3rd qualifier happening at the end of the month. And in November, we're going to have 3, 2 less than what we have in October. But hey, this is coming to the business end of the season. So I think everybody's going to learn their optimized V-trigger combos, and they're going to properly learn how to anti-air, at least in this half of this season. But Olvaha, I have to ask you the question as well. How do you feel about 4 fields as a player and qualify for Capcom Cup?
Well, having the experience of, and having the past experience of being able to commentate so many of 4 fields matches in Saltline League, for example, I feel very happy for him because he has worked his butt off, and very much agree with Veggey about everything he said, because this is a character you don't see very often, and the players that he plays against, the training he does to achieve this high level with a character that is so underrepresented, it's frankly amazing, and I'm very happy for him. I could not imagine being anything else but happy for him, and I can't wait to see him go up against all these other great players in Capcom Cup, so that's going to be a treat.
I think Logan and F-Word alluded to it yesterday. Shouts to F-Word and Logan on the commentary decks as always. They did mention that just the work that 4 Fields is going to do from this point to the Cup in terms of preparation is going to be next level and something definitely new and interesting for him. But this is also interesting as well for new people that haven't entered competition like this before, and maybe you guys can agree with me here, even the people at home. It's how things are done on a professional level, because now that you've qualified, everyone will study you now. They will study you, and they will study Falcon now. Just like I've seen how the Japanese players were studying for Dan for their upcoming Street Fighter League, people will be studying for Falc. So 4 Fields has to be prepared for that. I know he is probably the biggest innovator for Falc. And again, we had Zaba from Japan. He almost got to the finals in the Japan CPT the weekend before this one that just went. But it's like 4 Fields. He beat all the powerhouses, like Veggey said. And we're going to talk about it in the upcoming weeks or even the upcoming months. It's UK Online CPT2 is probably going to be one of the biggest bloodbaths you will ever see.
So it's gonna fly at this location.
I mean, it's probably gonna be even more exciting than this one because the stakes are so high. So I can't really wait for that. I'm just watching on the sidelines, oh, let me see everything.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. But once again, I spoke to 4 Fields congratulating. I'm pretty sure people have still congratulated him. You can follow him at the 4 Fields. I support him, man, because he's got his own fan base. He has people drawing artwork of him and his character. I am absolutely mad jealous because nobody does that for me. Draw me! Draw my character! Look, my character's loved all over the world, so draw me and my character playing. But apparently you have to compete for that stuff. But yeah, once again, congratulations to 4 Fields putting into that work. But
you get artwork. I said it. You said I like artwork, but I don't want to enter.
Shut up. He didn't say anything. He said just enter. That's all he said. He didn't say you get artwork. But I will tell you what though, he's going to be putting in that work, and he's super appreciative of everyone that is there. But again, everyone's going to be keeping a closer eye on the Falc specialist from now. But we might be able to bring him back on the show in the near future because I think people want to hear his post thoughts regarding... Everyone's interviewing him right now. I think we should strike while the iron is hot and try and get him on this. But hey, listen, we have got to be talking about tonight's fight card as well. Man. So actually, before we do that, Richard, are we going to show off the Street Fighter League graphics so that people do know? You want to show that at the end because I do know we had a trailer showing that before. Okay, I've been told we're going to show it later, but do not forget, guys, Street Fighter League is coming going to be coming in very soon because we're at September the 27th now. I think it's next week Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah,
next week Thursday? Right. It's the 7th of October. I want to say that's next week.
Yeah, it's like the 3rd, right? 3rd of October?
No, I thought it was the 7th.
What year is it?
It's 2021. So, we're all idiots
I mean,
here.
it actually feels like 2022. Sometimes I read it's 2021. I'm like, wait, isn't 2022 right now?
I don't know. It's crazy. But we can all sit here like a bunch of mindless, headless chickens and figure out what day it is. However, I think it's about time we bring in our guests and have a little chat with them. Richard, are the guys all good to go? Fantastico. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring on our guests, Commander Jesse and Jot, for this pre-match interview. Hear what these guys have to say, because I'm pretty sure some of you guys are curious about this as well. So firstly, Jesse, Jot, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah. Hello, I can hear you.
Hey, there we go. We got both gentlemen in the call, because sometimes we get one person responding and the other one just disappeared into the abyss, and I get worried sometimes. But gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this First to 10 exhibition. Now, obviously, in this segment of the show, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen 1 or 2 of the shows. We have a little pre-match interview and just ask a couple of questions. How you feel about Street Fighter 5? Maybe some personal ones that you might want to answer. Who knows? But we just want to know a little bit more about you guys and get yourself hyped up for the bragging rights in this First to 10 exhibition. But I want to let Olvaha start this one off, because I think he's been dying to ask a particular question. Maybe it might catch you off guard, gents. It might not. But Olvaha, fire away.
Wow, we're starting with this. Okay, let's go. Okay. So, Jesse and Jot, which one of you has the better beard game?
Cool.
And let's start with Jesse.
Okay, I may have mentioned this earlier, but I'll say this. I do respect anybody who can grow out a full beard. So I don't know who has the better beard. I'd have to leave that up to everybody else, but I have mad respect for anybody who grows a full beard. I've seen a lot of patches. I've seen a lot of attempts at a beard. Some close ones, maybe some aspiring beards, but you know, Jot's got the real deal, so I respect it.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, Jot, do you share the same sentiment, or you got anything to say about who's got the better beard game out of the two of you?
I share the same sentiment. I guess next time, if we're ever at an offline event, we could take a picture together and let people decide.
All right, you know what?
I have a follow-up.
Down with that.
Okay, go for it.
Do you have any secret beard Discord tech that you are willing to share?
Actually, do you know what? I'm mad curious about this.
That's a good idea, actually.
All I do is grow stubble. I don't grow a beard. So, if you've got any tech or Discord that lets you grow beards, let me know, please.
I honestly don't know why there isn't one. There should be like a men's facial hair Discord group somewhere where we discuss combs and ear gels and oils and, you know, how to get your beard and stash on point or whatever it may be. There should be something like that.
Okay, tell you what, we'll do this now, and because I came up with the idea, I get 70% of the cut. Jesse, I
to say 5% in advance. Jesse,
I think Jesse should start the YouTube channel and make sure he fits all the FGC criteria to fit the algorithm. And I think Jot should be the man on the front, advertising all the products, all the tactics, how to grow that beard in the span of 1 month. You get full-grown beard in 1 month. How about that? It's split. There's 5 of us here. I get 70% of the cut. I think you guys can split the rest of it evenly. I think that's a great idea. What do you guys think?
70%, huh? I'll ask for a sword. Just give me a mod. What's up?
I have to say something though, Jammerz. Right now, your beard is actually, I can see that the stubbles would be. If you let that grow, it looks like it would be a full beard. So I think you should actually challenge yourself and just see. It looks like it to me. It doesn't look like a stubble to me. Like it looks like a full beard.
It's a stubble.
I
know myself better than when I've grown with this for like over 10 plus years. It's a stubble.
I respect on that.
Maybe it was a stubble 7 years ago, but you haven't checked since. Maybe. I mean, who knows? I think you should check.
He's trying to get me to try again. Okay, listen, we got to move on from the beard talk because this is getting a bit too personal. Right. So,
boys.
Let me. I got a question for Jot, because obviously out of the 2 people we do have here, I think a lot more people understand recognize Commander Jesse a little bit more than Jot. So, Jot, I want to know from your perspective, what is the state of the West Coast Street Fighter 5 scene in your opinion? Is it like better than it ever has been? Has it been a bit stale as of recent? Like, what is the thoughts from you on the West Coast Street Fighter 5 scene?
I think the scene is pretty strong. I think we're really underrated because, like, compared to like NLBC, like Wednesday Night Fights and other West Coast tournaments don't get nearly as many views. And then I know Brian moved to not really West Coast Texas, but I guess we call that West Coast. He won his first tournament, and then talked a lot of stuff. But then I think we made sure he didn't win another Wednesday Night Fights, and I don't think he's going to win another one for a while now.
So I might have to clip that last 30 seconds and send that to Brian F, just so he knows. So let me ask you this. In terms of, because just as a follow-up question, I just thought of this on the spot. In terms of like probably not getting as much publicity or recognition as the East Coast, is it because you guys maybe lack personality? Is it probably people hold on, let me finish. Lack personality? Do people resonate more with the East Coast? Are they more rambunctious? Can you think of a reason, or you just generally think people like that there's champions over there more so than in the West Coast of Street Fighter 5?
I think it's just I would say it's just the champions. Like, I think outside of IDOM and Punk, I think the West Coast is better. I know most people disagree, but I think it's just those two kind of carry the coast. So
wow,
that's why.
Carrying the coast.
Listen, some of you might be saying that might be a biased perspective from Jot, but if that's how he feels about it, listen, I have to play devil's advocate as part of my job anyway. But I don't know what Jot feels about Street Fighter 5 and his opinion on the West Coast, which is why I had to ask him if he feels two people are carrying the coast. That was him. That came out of his mouth, not mine. I'm just saying. But I mean, Jesse, do you share the same opinion as Jot, or do you feel a little bit different to that?
Well, first of all, I want to say that with no offline events for us to all gather and play each other, it's really hard to determine skill-wise who is the stronger coast. I will say this though, when I was traveling, I got 5th place at ECT when I went. You know, I don't do too bad on the East Coast when I go, so I feel like the West Coast is very strong. We just you know, we obviously are within our own region right now, but there's a lot of people grinding, putting in work. Jot is like an example of someone who's been grinding, putting in work, a strong player. Chris CCH, you can see him kind of like blossom into this player that he's becoming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always been strong, but you see him starting to like form into this like top competitor that he is. And we really have a lot of good players here on this side. So I don't know why we don't get the maybe attention we might deserve, or you know, the respect we should deserve, but we're definitely very strong.
Okay, sure. So but before I hand over the question part to Veggey, I've got to ask one last question. You did mention Chris CCH. Do any of you two know what the CCH stands for? Has he not told you either?
I know, but I think it's classified. So
God damn it! You all said the same. He's paid you all. I know he's paid you all. If you're all saying it's classified, he has definitely paid you. All right, I'm not asking another question until Veggey's answered the question.
Sorry, I was just mesmerized by the gameplay, so I was kind of like zoning into watching this match. I really like to see this Akira, but I have. Since I also play a non-meta character, and you play a non-meta character for a main, and we both play kind of the similar, more like a meta character, Commander Jesse as a sub. I'd like to know from your perspective, do you notice what do you notice is easier when you play one of the more regular characters, and what do you feel is easier when you play the character which like is very specified at one thing? Do you notice a big difference when you play them, or do you feel like it's the same kind of play?
Who's that question directed at?
Commander Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the? Can you repeat the question one more time? I just want to make sure I get that.
Yeah. So you know, we both play like a non-meta character, right? And that I mean, like they're a bit different. They don't play like the exact same way as most of the characters. So when I started playing Colin, for instance, I noticed some things felt a lot more easy, and some things felt a lot harder when playing a meta character. And I was just wondering, from Dawson's perspective, since you also play Colin, is there anything you feel is a lot easier when you play these more regular characters that is a lot harder to deal with as Dawson, and vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the difference, you know, being with Colleen, a lot of her game revolves around whiff punishing, and you're not like optimizing your damage when you're able to get that opportunity. And whereas Dawson is more of zoning, space control, so that took a little bit of time just getting used to, like being able to, you know, obviously like when that opportunity presents itself, confirming and optimizing your damage and playing, you know, a certain type of patience in the neutral with Colleen. But I really do enjoy that because I in Street Fighter 4 I played a lot of Sakura, and
Nice.
I would have to confirm low forward all the time into a lot of my combos. So it took me back to that part of Street Fighter that I feel like I got away from when playing Sim, because I'm playing a little bit of a different kind of game. So I do enjoy that side of it as well. So I feel like they complement each other. Like Colleen and Dalsum complement each other pretty well in that way, that like I can play one way with Dalsum in zone and still be able to like stay in and fight some of these other characters with big damage with Colleen. So.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Before I hand it back to Olvaha, speaking of your characters, Jesse, it has been a while since I've kind of updated my Commander Jesse character roster. Am I safe to assume it's still the same in terms of Dalsum, G, or Colleen, or has something changed?
Yeah, well, I haven't played G in a while. I still play G here and there, but I feel like I've kind of gone away from him a little bit. But when the Oro trailer came out, I thought he looked so cool. Like I used to play a little Third Strike for fun, and I didn't play Oro then, but I always thought he was a really cool design like character, just his overall design. So when I saw the trailer for him, I thought he looked great. I thought his moveset was really cool, and I started playing him since release, and he's a lot of fun. I don't know how good of a character he's going to be or what his potential is like, but I think he's a lot of fun to play. Like if anybody hasn't already picked him up and tried him, you should try him. Like he's a lot of fun.
What do you feel about his fast fall change that they took it out? Do you think that's
it doesn't affect me too much actually, because I have to practice it.
Is that even a question?
Because I seen Brian and Broski and Dank and like everybody just doing the fast fall, and I'm just like, damn, you guys got it down. Like I'm impressed. It's hard to do. It wasn't easy,
No, because it was a 2-frame window. You had to input the air throw from the double jump. It was silly to execute, but whoever done that consistently, like kudos to you. But they took it away, so well done for abusing it all the time.
On hitbox, I'm sure on hitbox that would just be a plink. So that's another So that's hitbox is very good. That's all I have to say about that. I think that would be a plink. You do like up and then plink up. Because never mind. Me and Fennon were messing around with it. We thought it was very hard. So
interested. All right.
High execution.
Olvaha, fire another question away at the boys.
Yeah, sure. This one is targeted towards Jot. I wanted to ask about your characters first of all. You play Vega, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so my question was, for the longest time, Vega has been kind of considered a weak character. How do you feel the character is right now? And I would like to hear your opinion about the worst matchups for Vega, for example.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Vega is weak, but I play a lot of characters, so I only play Vega in his good matchups. So he feels strong to me because I avoid the hard ones. In terms of his worst, I think it's zoners like Guile is tough, Poison. I don't like Dalsum. Dalsum's hard for everyone, but I think it's those types of characters.
Okay, fair. Right, listen, I mean, look, we had a little chat in the waiting room before the stream started, and there actually has been a lot of conflicting opinions about our Spanish narcissist as of recent. Some people say he's at the bottom of the barrel, and other people, mainly people who don't play him, think otherwise. I do think the character has quite a bit of potential, but as Jot said before, he only plays him in good matchups. And when you play a character in good matchups, they definitely feel like they're super strong. But their flaws are not being exposed, basically. So you just feel comfortable in that. So, I mean, Jot, well, before I ask another question to Jesse, what made you want to kind of diversify your roster in terms of learning a multitude of characters? Was there any particular reason, or did you really like the system of Street Fighter V?
I'd say I've always played a lot of characters, but in tournament I only used Manat probably Season 3, Season 4, and until Seth came out, and then I went all in on Seth. But then I'd say the main reason is when I was playing only Manat, it's just I don't think she's a character you can solo main. And
really?
It's
nice.
There's some tough matchups. So that's mainly what got me to start diversifying. Also 11 came out and I love playing 11, so I think that helped me learn a lot of different characters.
Okay, no, fair play, because again, the more we hear you talk about the characters, it just sounds to me like you just like having, you're kind of similar to Shax from the UK. I don't know if you're familiar with Shax and his gameplay at all, but he likes having a multitude of characters under his belt, and you definitely sound very similar to Shaxx, playing multiple characters at high level and making it very difficult for your opponents to predict which character you're going to bring to the table, even if it's you are counter-picking for certain matchups. So it's very interesting to hear that. Jesse, a question I have for you now is, I want to know how active you've been in terms of Street Fighter the past year, because of someone that's featured on E-League, and you almost qualified for Capcom Cup. Let us not forget that, ladies and gentlemen, this man almost qualified for. Jesse, was it 2019? It was 2019, wasn't it?
It was 2019.
Lord
yeah.
Jesus. If you take it from me, if you weren't there to see that, and even then we couldn't even see it because Moke and Jesse were surrounded by like 70 people. If you weren't there, I just want to. It might bring up bad memories because I can already hear the deep sigh.
No. It was honestly, it was an amazing moment and an amazing time and an amazing weekend. Overall, an amazing week. We had a Wednesday night fights leading up to that, and the funny thing that I wanted to mention was that not a lot of people know this, but Moke did end up going to Wednesday night fights that week, and. At the end of the tournament, I had gotten third place at Wednesday Night Fights, and they had asked me specifically. They said, Jesse, Moke wants to play some sets with you. And I said, really? Like, why me? But like, why me? And they're like, well, I don't know. He wants to play you specifically. He asked for you. We can play sets. So I said, oh, sure. So we played after Wednesday Night Fights, and we ran the Dawson Rashid matchup and the Colleen Rashid. I had no idea that 3 days later we would end up in grand finals of the Capcom LCQ. And I was just kind of thinking, like, should I run those sets? Maybe we shouldn't have played. Like, I don't know.
So here's the thing.
But he definitely had a read on me. I will say that he had a read on me in that LCQ.
See,
I was like,
that's interesting because I think there was a pretty similar situation, and it didn't work out, by the way. Bonchan was practicing with a G player that came from Japan. I want to say it was Yanai. I could be wrong. He's practicing with him for God knows how many hours on that day you guys were trying to compete for the LCQ. Only to lose to Smug in the round 1 of the CPT. I mean, do you feel when somebody that's in the bracket asks you for sets to play games? I'll kind of extend this question to Jot as well, but I want to hear Jesse's opinion on it first. When someone in the bracket that you know is a threat asks you for games, will you willingly comply to that, or will you go, I don't know, I'm not sure about it? Like, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I never mind. I always play like whoever, because I feel like the experience is invaluable. Like especially if it's someone that I don't get to see often or play often, I really want to play them so that I can learn from the set, or learn something about the way they play, or something new I haven't seen with the character, or our personal matchup between that player and I.
Yeah.
So I always want to take that in if I can. But I do find that a lot of times when I play someone right before a tournament starts, they end up being my first round matchup. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if they know that or if we both don't. It's just coincidence. But it happens more often than not. Yeah.
That's crazy. Jot, how do you feel about that? I don't know if it's happened to you as often as probably Jesse, but I still want to hear your opinion on it.
It's happened a few times. I'm of the opinion I'll always play someone, because I think at the end of the day, if I'm the better player, I'll get more out of those pre-tournament sets than they will. So I don't think of it as like I'm trying to gimmick people out and I need to like save my tech. But so I'll always play people.
Okay. You know what? I'll extend that to the viewers in the chat right now. I think we have quite a number of people in here. I mean, are you fine with playing people like that are in the same bracket as you before a tournament, or do you want to, as Jot said, save your gimmicks or your actual tech for the tournament play? Let me know what you guys feel about that. I mean, Veggey, you've definitely been well versed and traveled around enough. Is it something that you don't mind, or do you still hide things from people?
The thing is, if I did end up playing that set, I wouldn't. First, I wouldn't go for command throws in the corner. I wouldn't be using some stunts, like try to get like these game plans, like, because for the first, you don't know if they're just asking you to plant seeds in you. Like, this guy will always backdash, always jump. I think it's just because you don't know the honor of the opponent. He might be honorless, and then he'll just try to like plant stuff at you, and then you are very unsure what's going on, and then he's kind of ahead in the adaptation game. If you then are giving it your all, he's actually adapting to what you're doing, but he might be like, okay, I'm never going to command throw. I play Mika, and I won't command throw you. I'll be really reserved, and then so I think it's very good to play everyone and not dodge. But if you know that you're in the bracket that might meet them, it might be that they're better to wait until after that bracket is finished playing, just so that he doesn't kind of like, I don't know what word is a good word, like steal it from you by using that set. So it's dangerous. So
What,
if
you
I
mean
then
just downloading
feel
you, analyzing you, like in that casual
yeah,
set
or
before.
and then not kind of giving it there also. If I am reluctantly agree to play someone that I have to play in the tournament, I will too play slower on second gear just in case they are. So it's more like a defensive mechanism. So I feel neither of us really gets anything out of it. So it's kind of a wasted effort.
Okay, fair play. We got one more time. We got quickly just enough time for Olvaha's opinion before we cut to the break. Olvaha, do you got any thoughts on that, or do you want to?
Well, for me, I'm always gonna play anyone as well, so I share that sentiment. But I agree with Veggey's statement about kind of even if you play your main, you might want to save some few tricks. You know, it's just kind of a warm up to get a feel about your opponent. And I also agree with what Jot said about like everything is that if you're the better player, you should be getting out more about the whole playing before the bracket.
Okay.
So yeah,
interesting.
Some great thoughts from all of these guys.
Hey, shout out
Can
to
I just shoot something in there?
Go for it.
While I agree, if you are the better player, you get more out of it. Like we spend the off tournament area to prepare for a tournament. In the tournament day is not the day to get better; it's the day to win, right? So I kind of feel like, yeah, you will get better by playing anyone, but you have the whole year to play. This is tournament day, so you should like maybe strategize for your best position to actually win and go far. Just my opinion, but I respect the other opinion. It's very respectful and honest to do it and play with all your heart. But I just
we have honor.
That dishonorable people like take advantage of that. Is what I think.
Apparently, we have honor in the FGC. We'll stick by.
Some of us do.
Honor. Right. And in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to take a short ad break. Esports break. I got to make sure my overlords are happy. But when we come back from the break, we're going to get these two in the lobby, and they're going to play a first to 10. It could be Dawson versus Vega. It could be the latest two characters in Street Fighter 5. Who knows? But you'll find out after this break. We'll be back with you soon.
What's the meaning of fate? You shall know. Was that a shot? Sword fire! Punishment! Was that a shot? Can you keep up? Sword fire! Sword fire is the end for you! It's your destiny. Soul power's nature. Fate or a fight!
PlayStation.
Guess it's time to start warming up.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets, where we're going to have Commander Jesse fighting Jot. And if you are just tuning into the stream, well, you joined it at the right time, because we're about to get this set underway. The first of 10 will be kicking off. And Jot, Veggey Olvaha, how are you guys feeling? I mean, are we going to get a close one? I'm hoping it's not Steam.
Go first. I think it's a. Thank you, my brother. I think it is. I think it's going to be. Is that okay, by the way? Oh no, now you're also on the other side. Sorry. I think it's going to be. I mean, I don't really know what to expect, because I think Jot. I think Menat kind of struggles against Dalsim. I have this feeling, so you kind of can't play your old main at least. But he is a counter picker now. So does he? Is there a counter pick really for Dalsim? What do you think, Olvaha? Is there?
Damn, no honor,
so.
counter picker. Damn,
honor,
no honor.
Fleeting words.
Yeah, those are some good thoughts. If it's gonna be Menat, I think she's probably gonna struggle against Sim. But I would personally, I would love to see Vega, because I love watching that character. And but he said he's not gonna play it in bad matchups, and I think Sim is pretty good against Dalsim, so we'll see.
Yeah, okay. So, like we said, these guys could be playing Vega versus Dalsim. Obviously, Jot was talking about Menat a fair bit. We had Jesse, regards to Aura a fair bit as well. So it could be any two characters we're going to see here, and it's not character locked, so these guys can swap characters within the set. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking by with us tonight. We are back on the West Coast. We're going to have Commander Jesse going up against Jot in another first to 10 exhibition. We've had quite a few interesting first to 10 exhibitions from the West Coast. I actually might need to go back and do a couple of numbers and write out some stats, but it's been interesting to see and hear about these guys' thoughts on Street Fighter 5 and Jot's nevertheless.
Let's go! I was thinking we might get that. That's crazy. I mean, Akira does have some forward movement specials that aren't too unsafe, so she might kind of be able to surprise Dalsim a bit. I don't know how with Punish Gamer or whatever her game plan is, so I'm definitely learning as we're watching right now.
Yeah, so things might speed up a little bit over time, because obviously we're like 6,000 plus miles away from each other, but it looks like Jot has gone with V skill 2 here. Now, this is an amazing V skill, because if you do get the crush counter, you can immediately send your opponent to the corner. And like the guys were alluding to before, Urarimon the shoulder is a very obnoxious move for zoners. So if Commander Jesse falls into a very predictable pattern, that shoulder will knock him down and it will give Jot some Oki. But let's see how this pans out.
But the question is, is this zoning? Because right now it's been rushed down.
Zoning, by the way.
I love it because
the corner and just rush that man down.
Every time this happens, you lot just add fuel to the fire and you give Phenom exactly what he wants.
Zoner, by the way.
I mean, Veggey's salivating right now from just seeing this. He's like zoning, by the way.
This is interesting.
I like that punish.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about Jesse's movement to kind of avoid the crush counter and just to not be put in the corner for the V skill 2.
There you see it again. The heavy punch, which has such good reward against a character like Dalsim, but Jesse's too. Whoa. Did he miss a slider? That's a slide setup, right?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, let's go.
That can be a little bit ambiguous. There is a way to avoid that setup for the cross-up Daigo, but it can be a bit ambiguous because Akira can keep you in front and lock you in. It looks like that's going to be 1-0 already to Commander Jesse using the Dalsim. If he feels he wants to change, and he will do so. But at the moment, it's looking like our lovely Dalsim, Veggey's favorite, still reigning supreme.
I mean, it's very exciting to see the highest level Dalsim players play, because they really take you back to the Third Strike era. So it's like the character, when played at the highest level, is a very fun character to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting how the opinions have been about the character. I don't want to be mistaken for a true hater. I mean, the gameplay is fun to watch, really fun. Oh, but he's caught teching in the corner right now, which is kind of a Dalsim thing sometimes to do. Stun for Jot.
Now look at this already, getting a nice. Ooh, okay, the stanky leg.
Ooh, missed the throw. Nice with the almost instant back throw. I like that.
Reversal. He get me from this. Oh, he did.
Don't press buttons.
He did. Tell you, that meat is fantastic, man. That's the no, her B reversal is actually kind of nuts. This the meat she can get afterwards. So
it was a great start on this second match here for Jot. I feel like he was kind of setting up his own tempo there.
Yeah, and there we have those specials that Jammerz coined obnoxious. I don't know about the normal ones, how they are on block, they definitely move far. So if you like caught not pressing, you can be chased down.
Input error there, and then jump back. That's going to be a punish, but he tried to go for the full grounded punish there, and he couldn't catch him in the air.
Oh no!
So Yoga Fire.
What's it gonna be? Okay.
Oh, he could have chased that down.
Here from Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have chased that down with an EX shoulder. I don't think he's thinking about it right now, and I know these guys have probably, I assume they've played a fair bit, so there's a couple of things that Jot is probably not wanting to risking at the moment. That he'll probably test a bit later. But we'll see. Oh, anti-air with the anvil. Damage.
Getting the full juggle. Now.
Damage.
Damn, look at that.
Just
ambiguous
over the
setup.
flame.
Damn, this guy's so good at jailing you in a couple of situations, you know. He hits you regardless. That's going to be a perfect. Jesus Christ. It's full damage here. It's an EX Yoga Flame to perfect his opponent and make him go 2-0 up in this first to 10.
Did you see Did you see the usage of the EX Fireball into the float? I mean, most of the time when we see these Dawsons, right, they use EX Fireball, they wait a bit and they do the left-right. But instead of just doing the left-right, he just chased him down very securely, saw the block of the EX Fireball, dive kicked in, plus frames. What are you gonna do? Low life. I thought that was a brilliant use of the EX bar to just ensure pressure.
I mean, it's a typical case of skedaddle skadoodle, right? You can't do anything. You can't do anything when the EX Fireball's on the screen. If you jump, he anti-airs you clean, and if you try and rush into it and block it, which is probably the safest thing to do, he gets plus frames and then gets another mix-up from it. So what can you do as a character like Akira? Oh,
but look at these guys. Look at these guys. He's setting up the Clinic of Pain in the corner right now, Jot.
Oh, interruption there from Jesse. Yo, that was sick. No. Listen, not many people have that meticulous spacing as the dive kick that which like literally right in front of them. So kudos to Jot for having that space in there. Maybe the stars aligned, but I like how he handled that situation.
Great confirm from Jot as well from the crouching medium punch into the elbow there.
I really like how he places it. Not all the time, but like tries to place it every now and then, predicting a button, not being too like predictive about it, so that when he first throws it out,
all right, running more straight to the corner for some Oki as well. Is he gonna go for a throw? Yep. Is he gonna meet with the shoulder? +1. Good V reversal.
Nice.
Answer on the fireball.
I like it. Let's go. What's it gonna be though?
Oh, he got him dead. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Oh man. That, well, do you know what? That was fantastic. I know this could be a little bit annoying. Zonas could be a little bit annoying for Akira, but I'm liking the Hotenshu through the fireball, the lockdown from Daigo in the corner. Hey, Alex Vai, if you're watching this, your boy's living up to the name. I'm liking what I see now. I know it's 2-1, it's the first to 10, but Alex Vai was speaking highly of this guy on numerous occasions when we had some West Coast people on this. Shout out to all the West Coast guests we've had on here, by the way. But
guys,
it's been fantastic so far.
Remember when people said that Akira doesn't have anti-fireball movement?
It's still a strong argument, though. No, trust me, I get where you're coming from. Crush County straight into the corner with the B skill 2. I get where you're coming from, but there's a couple of ranges, obviously not in that scenario, that there could still be a bit iffy. Shim Sham into the stun. So I don't know if you two know this. When she does the V skill 2 from a target combo, it doesn't launch them as high as if you do a raw V skill. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Definitely not really sure how it's working out right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just mesmerized at this point. Just look at this.
Oh, good counter on the shimmy there with the crouching medium kick, or the down back medium kick from Commander Jesse. Jump
I
in.
also like the usage of Daigo just to stay safe from that activation of the V-trigger that we saw earlier.
He might do a raw in a minute.
Still alive.
Yeah, he might call Daigo.
Yeah, he has another one. He has another one already. Nice! Let's go neutral jump answer. I like that answer.
And another Daigo! Oh my goodness, he's coming out
he was
again.
No, trust me, I promise you, when I've been watching Akira or watching people stream with Akira, not many people have spoken about her getting 2 Daigos in one round.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You didn't see that. You saw it a fair bit in the early days of Mika and Nadeshiko, but later on you didn't see that as often. With this character, you're seeing like 2 Daigos in a round. So.
I feel like that is one of the things that good Akiras are going to focus on, because it's such a powerful V-trigger for 2 bars.
Too far for the Orarimon to connect there. Overhead tug combo.
Great overhead.
Yeah, it's so hard to see that because Daigo is blocking everything with the fire effects.
Is he going to put an EX Yoga Fire though? That's what I want to know.
Nice. Trying to just stay close enough maybe to do something about it. Wow. Nice buffer, but no conversion again. That's the problem. Even if you have the buffers, it might not always work out, and you're in a really bad spot right now, taking great damage. Left, right will definitely kill right now.
Oh, at the last second.
Why can't we block that the right way just once? I just want to be able to block that once.
Hey, listen, man, Veggey, you were talking about it earlier. You did say it's like they usually put out the fireball and then they do the last-minute teleport. I think Commander Jesse might have heard you.
He might have
here it
the
comes.
stuff going. Oh, nice placing I felt on that slide there. He's just getting pressure to the corner. Judge really using all the buttons to make Commander Jesse uncomfortable. But just like that with that air teleport.
He
He's
comes
just out of the
again.
corner again.
Oh, good block, and he's out of it. But here's the thing. Do you know what's interesting about this as well? Is so Jot is probably going to get another V-trigger too. But even if he does land Daigo, he can still utilize his V skill to build V-meter back in that same combo. This is crazy about this character, you know?
Yeah, this is really
Teleport.
good at that.
Chase down.
Okay,
I think he's stunned. I actually think he's stunned. No, he's not
So
stunned.
aware. Oh, not quite.
Oh, we had the
That is
throw
so
bait,
unfortunate.
but Jesse was just V-shifting instead. He was
See?
baiting for the throw with the instant air there. Would catch a button as well.
Why has he got another Daigo?
Punish. No punish, unfortunately. Look at this. He stole the round.
Yeah.
So, I personally, I think Jot is being a little bit too greedy when he's watching Dalsim float. I know he wants the full grounded combo to punish his landing frames. I felt he could have probably just done the anti-air and then just got like a one forward dash and just kind of walked in, kind of encroach on that uncomfortable space for Dalsim and worked from there. Obviously, he had the potential to kill Jesse there, but he didn't take. He didn't get the proper opportunity there, which is unfortunate. But it's 3-1 to Jesse right now. He's running away with it.
Yeah, I think you can see the greed in the punish attempts when Dalsim is floating in the air, so I think Jot should definitely try to adjust that in the future matches.
And maybe like one thing to find that one button that you can boost up the dive kicks with when they're coming. Nice. I think the usage anyway of the to the buffer is okay because it gets closer to Dalsim. Should that be mine? That looked like a minus dive kick. Crazy.
It is very ambiguous.
This is going to be good for Jot. Daigo summoned again. Is he going to do a full combo? He will. Right, and he's going to go. He might go for a little cross up here in the corner.
I love that.
Knockdown?
I just love that.
Back throw? Well, he wanted it.
Nice tech.
He wanted it.
There's the activation though. All that great life is gonna be huge when the fireball is out on the screen.
I think it's the V reversal. I think the next opportunity he gets is your V reversal and then get him to guess from the Oki situation again.
Or could he block it till he gets that Daigo? Doesn't matter, he gets it. I think maybe you do build V-bar even at 0 life, right? So maybe
If you, as long as you got
build up
mediums,
that
heavies,
Daigo.
and specials, you're fine.
But I mean, it's so hard to say because of that instant overhead and all these things. There's so many things to look out for, but great jump in from Jot right there. Finds the perfect spacing for it. In corner, just like that?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Sends to the corner regardless. I mean, in a matchup like this, I thought V-Skill 1 would have worked out, but then it is Dalsim, so it works a little bit different. Nice air throw.
Nice, let's go. He's ready with the jump back throw for the teleport.
Yeah, Jot definitely knows the matchup for sure.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, no.
Zoning, by the way.
Has no V-trigger, by the way.
Veggey, how do you feel? Veggey, I want to ask you, how are you feeling right now seeing this?
You know, when the prophecy is like fulfilled, it's always a great thing to watch for the prophet. So I love watching this. This is great. This is great. I mean, it's great gameplay, and I'm really enjoying myself.
I promise you what's probably going to happen when we can go back to traveling internationally once again. And oh, hold on, let me. Oh, did I just leave the lobby? No, I didn't.
Always going for another.
It's back in queue. All right.
Classical Jammerz.
I'll tell you what's going to happen, right? If it's not going to happen, I'll probably have to make it happen, right? When we get to do international traveling once again and the whole scene can like have crowd cams and whatever, I probably want to see a crowd camera on Phenom and Veggey, whatever event they have it, where Mr. Crimson, Commander Jesse, YHC Mochi, whatever Dalsim player is playing, I just want a crowd cam on those two at all times in the day. So people can see what's going on, because it's like sometimes it's not always the players on screen. You like their gameplay, but it's usually the people in the crowd in the back that you want to see. Is like, oh, how is he responding to this one today? But so I believe it is 4-1 to Commander Jesse right now. So I mean, what character can we expect from Jot now, Veggey?
I wouldn't bet on Claw. I mean, Claw isn't good against Dalsim, definitely not. So that's not a counter pick. But I don't know if Jot really has a counter pick for Commander Jesse. Trying your old main is always like an attempt. But I really like that he showed us the Akira. so that we could see how it works. And Seth, now that's interesting. I'm wondering which did you see which
V skill? He picked
for?
V skill 2 and V trigger 2. Now V skill 2 is actually phenomenal in this matchup because if he does crouching medium punch against one of his limbs, he buffers that into the DP and sends him all the way to the corner. He doesn't get really oaky. He doesn't get real oaky from it, but he can get them straight to the corner.
And like the screen carry is big, right? So,
yeah,
nice jump in.
In the pre-fight,
I like that.
In the pre-fight interview, we heard Jot was telling that he focused on Seth for a long time when he came out.
Yeah, he did. Obviously, Seth he's changed. He's still strong, but not as strong as when he was introduced in a championship.
Oh my God! Someone stop this man right now.
There, that's what I'm talking about.
And maybe an activation. That activation can be big though if he gets it in his face and kind of makes him force him for that guess. Still has miles to walk just to get into the activation. No, when he drops it, that's a big drop.
He done it too late.
Yeah.
It's a bit finicky. I think the hits, not the hit stun. I think it depends on what limb Dalsim is pressing, but there you go. Buffered straight to the corner.
And that's a great conversion with corner carry and Oki.
Yeah, we've seen Jot display this ability to punish Dalsim limbs, but I feel like it's just a matter of getting the right character and the right move to punish those, because Jot definitely has shown that he is capable of doing that.
The delay.
Well, I partially agree with what you're saying, Olvaha. I think it's more of a case is he hasn't been able to really capitalize of closing out the round when he's put Commander Jesse in the corner.
True.
Because he's punished from full screen with two different characters now, so he's more than capable of doing that. He knows how to fight Dalsim from full screen. It's keeping him there and winning the round like he did and exhibited just there.
Yeah, that's very true.
Unfortunate, so unfortunate, but no true conversion over Commander Jesse. That was kind of lucky. Gets away with it. Big meter, big jumping. This is gonna be corner, and that's where Seth shines. And then we say Dalsim really struggles here. We'll see now. Can he make use of it? Pushed out again. Nice.
Be aware of the teleport, for example. Oh, there you go. He's out of the corner.
I think he done that tug combo to avoid the flame, but he's going to activate. Not yet. He needs it on block, and if he can force Jesse to... There you go. That's what he wanted.
That's the explosion. You can't reversal that. You have to guess left, right, low, high. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dead.
And do you know what? Do you know what's very interesting about this matchup now regarding that change? So, if you guys don't know, with V-Trigger 2, you could basically V-reversal it before, and depending on the character and the V-reversal Seth was up against was depending on how he could catch you from that. But now, Capcom just basically said if you V-reversal it, he can just punish you free. You might be able to get a jump in, you might be able to get a dash, whatever. What's interesting about that situation is Dalsim players, and Veggey can vouch for this as well, Dalsim players love to V-reversal. So if you're telling me he wasn't going to even attempt to do that, nah, you and I are definitely not watching the same game. I had a feeling he was going to V-reversal, so...
Yeah. And an interesting counter to Seth V-Trigger 2. If you're not a big body character, it's like... You guess on there's a left right, but if he goes into the air, you can V shift out if you have V bar right, and you get out and just block normally and you take the pressure. But he still has the fake overhead, the underhead overhead thing that I coined. My coin. Don't use it without asking for permission. Yeah, remember that, Olvaha?
I remember.
Bring it back to ESL, baby.
ESL, baby.
Yeah. The standing.
Anyway, the underhead or overhead. There's many variations, and there's many things to look for. So it gets hard even if you know that you can V shift. Should he go to the air?
News just in. I think we might see the entirety of the 43 characters in the game in this. In this set alone. We might see them all.
I love me some character variety.
And do you know what? Mad respect to Jesse. He immediately, as soon as he saw Seth, he said, "The moment I lose, I'm picking Colin." I love it.
Exactly.
And I think after the nerf to Seth's air game and a bit of how his pressure is working, I think Colin can actually do with Seth way better now than she could before. Still not an easy match, but it seems like more an evenly paced.
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to really delve into this one and study the numbers on this a little bit more, because obviously Colin did get toned down a bit. Seth got changed. I wouldn't say he got toned down, he just got changed, so he's played a different way now. So I'm very curious to see. And again, Seth has 900 health and stun now, no longer 95 on each end, so gotta be careful. He's gonna steal the vanity step.
Yeah, there's definitely no doubt that Seth is still a very strong character.
Yeah, and I think the V-Trigger 2 change is a big part of that, since you're now kind of forced to guess once or twice every round for 300. But a great jump in for Commander Jesse, seeing too many of those V-skill usages.
Good choice.
Anti-tech.
Nah, good choice, because a lot of people, instead of trying to jump out the corner, they'll just take the gamble and try and punish you for that throw attempt. That is minus on block. That's hugely punished for that dive kick, but Jot landed to hit it.
Nice.
Jesse just lost a very, very valuable stun opportunity. So that is great for Jot.
Yeah, and this is right. This is that's another thing. I think this is why he also picked Colleen, so he can actually V-reversal out there safely, because it's harder to catch the escape V-reversals more so than the strikes.
Yeah, there's several characters.
Hold on, here we go. He's not going to spend the bar. Good break there from Jesse. He's got to be careful with some of these techs. Veggey was mentioning that before.
Whoa.
He's not dead yet, though.
Not quite.
Get shimmied on.
Damn. Jot is on a roll right now. 3-4.
Yeah, it's I think it's been a case. I'm not sure about you, Veggey. You might agree to this. You might notice something different. I think it's been a case of he's just been able to put Jesse in the corner and then just micro a slight walk back, just let him flinch. Even when Jesse had him in the corner, do you know what he did? What did he do? Immediately did the Annihilate Sword. Absolutely crazy stuff. And we've gone back to the character select screen
already.
Again, are we spinning for the wheel? Why go for throw? You asked that question. You asked that question, Vasto, but the reason people go for throw is because they have nowhere to go in the corner. You don't want to jump out. You can jump out. That's a very unorthodox defensive option. You can hold up forward, but Sefka has a pretty interesting punishing to hold against up forward. Now, he could have lost that because of that. Or you try and take the throw. People do flinch a lot of the times because the corner is where you make the most mistakes. It is.
For sure.
And because you can't walk away and you can't backdash, but you kind of can, but you're still in a bad situation. People are just going to elude they're going to elude the tech, or they're going to be forced to tech. So.
I love the one game try. Straight back to the stretchy limbs, baby.
I respect that.
I respect the try, though, because I do feel like Colin has answers to get around Seth when he instantly V-trigger. We saw the V-shift, which is more universal, but he also she also has the V-reversal to get out if he's off guard.
Oh, even he tried.
Nice.
See that? So we saw Jot do the Annihilate Sword dive kick before, and what did Jesse try and do? He tried to do Yoga Flame, or Yoga Gale, I should say.
Yeah, and look at this. Jot is thriving right now.
Oh, counter hit. He could have died. He could have died, but he was hoping that Jesse would have blocked that, jumped over it, and delayed.
Look at this. Jot already has the V trigger. Look at this.
Yo, I like that. I love that brave walk. Just instead of like unrealistically just fearing the fireball, because he's there knowing that there's recovery, using that time to walk under and then place a button, see it hit, and then confirm into the target combo, or just commit at might have been even recovery for it. I'm not sure.
Nice
I like it's not just getting feared down. The damage though on that anti-air.
A great delayed wake up from Jot escapes the ambiguous mix-up from Commander Jesse there.
Good well-spaced dive kick, and listen, there's a huge argument saying that's the best dive kick in the game when it's well-spaced.
Yeah, that was my third strike joke though earlier, but that was like Yun dive kick. Nice, there was it again. Great interruption though. I really like that when people are ready to interrupt at some point.
Oh, he's gonna use the maneuver right now. He's gonna cross him up. He will. No, and Jesse jumped.
What?
Wait, what? What happened?
Dude, how can you get
no mix-up?
Wait, hold on.
That is disgusting.
So he went to cross him up with the cross-up dive kick or axe kick. Jesse jumped and got hit. I didn't register what happened after that. I actually didn't register what happened after that. I just saw he got hit.
I think Jesse just wasn't blocking. I don't know if he was expecting like a cross-up again, or if he expected the ball to be gone because it was hit, but the ball didn't explode, so it was still there on the screen.
I mean,
the axe kick hit him and he just stood up and got hit. It's like, take it away, baby.
All right, it looks like we news just in. It looks like Jesse's sticking with this character because he's gone back to the character selection like 3 times now. I don't think Aura would be a smart pick here. It could be an interesting one. I'm not sure it would be a smart pick. It'd be something I need to learn about, or we need to learn about as commentators. But it's 4 apiece.
Yeah,
it's 4 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. What a pick here from Jot with the Seth.
And right now, I feel like Jesse has slowed down a little bit. He's playing more patient than he has earlier. But there's that fireball again and the punish from Jot. Just so ready to walk up and target combo. Finally, semi-checks the dive kick there. Nice.
He's had so many good answers right now against Commander.
Oh, he's challenged after the Hecatonkery's glide? No.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Jot is living in his head rent-free right now. Rent-free, baby.
That's interesting. He challenged after -2. I guess he knew that Jesse was going to press a... Usually Dhalsims don't go for their lights after -2 situations because they don't get much from it, so...
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why he challenged.
Maybe forcing him to not take that much. Like one opportunity, forcing him to go with the lights later. But another great jumping. He really has that jumping timing down on Commander Jesse right now.
Oh, we got the opening. I don't think he wanted that, but...
Let's go! What is happening anymore? I don't know.
He's not dead yet. He's not... Actually, safe jump.
What?
Yeah, it was a safe jump. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I'm out of the loop right now.
So, Olvaha, it's... What a turnaround here from Jot right now. It looks like the biggest thing that's happening is Jesse's Tekken, who's being caught out by a lot of these throw baiting scenarios. I mean, do you think maybe Jesse should opt for V-shift a little bit more? Maybe a little bit more patient? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. Like, definitely a good question there. I feel like he hasn't tried to go for any V-shifts, and I think Dhalsim is really great at using V-shifts, so I think there's definitely something to work there.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I feel like taking a throw mid-screen is pretty good for Dhalsim, as he's one of the characters. Like, he is winning when you're not close to him and you're not cornered. So these opportunities that are running away from him, big life leads being taken by throw baits.
Right.
He doesn't want to deal with the activation, but he has to deal with it soon, though.
Yeah, well timed. He's got to be very careful, because if you're going to V-reversal before Seth activates, that's a big statement you're making. That's a very big statement. And that's exactly why Jot cancelled the V-trigger early. Good defensive sequence there from Jesse.
Yeah, he handled that really well.
Right now, Jesse's in a great spot, though, but he misses something. Did he try to air-to-air? Who knows? But there you have the buffer over punish.
Oh, good block.
Nice.
Look, sometimes you just have to throw it out there, okay?
No, you say that, but I think that's a clear-cut indication of how badly Jot wanted that round.
Yeah.
Sometimes that...
But also, I like that decision because it's that, okay, he just see that it's adapted to something. He doesn't expect him to be starting to bait in an unfamiliar situation. So it might be one of those, like, this is a good DP situation. And he just lets it fly in a more, like, unconventional situation. Not like one of the situations you mostly see DPs. He won't be ready for it at that point, just having adapted maybe.
All right, caught him out there, +2 with the Cruel Disaster. Going to put him in the corner, and he's going to activate the maneuver. What is Jesse going to do? He's going to hold out this sequence, and he's going to get opened up, unfortunately. And that stun is racking up. One throw will do it.
Yeah, I like the picking of the throw. But he's in. The V-shift doesn't work either.
Jammerz, you asked about the V-shift. He does one V-shift, and Jot just instantly catches him.
Do you know what's crazy? Because there's additional recovery to Seth's throws, or his forward throws. So after the dash, he's -4. I'm not sure what Jesse was expecting there. But hey, in a situation where we're using V-shift, why do we ultimately use it? Get me the boop out of this situation. Like, just get me out of this situation. That's exactly what he wanted. And Olvaha spotted it there. Great read from Jot. And Veggey was discussing this earlier, man. We were talking about this before, me and him, before even the stream today. It's this game right now, how I'm watching it. It's all about who has the hardest read on every small situation.
Exactly.
How well do I know the situation, and who's going to be more brazen on offense. And right now, Jot is illustrating that to us really well.
Here's that actually is almost guaranteed damage. I feel, how are you going to stop this? So many guesses. Great blocking. I really commend that blocking from Commander Jesse. He blocked the low and then he blocked the fake cross-up attempt or whatever we just saw there. It's hard to know because there's so many situations and setups for Seth to do in a great position for Jesse. No extra V-trigger. Just catches him with the back throw.
Yeah, with that kind of defense, he can be my commander as well. I trust myself
amazing.
with him.
I really like that blocking. That was because it's very hard. That is very hard to not get hit by that activation. Which one of the things I feel like Seth isn't really that much worse than last. Obviously, he's not as strong, but big whips there. But just the V-trigger 2 itself is so strong after that buff that he might just be up there again. I feel.
Nice
check on the dash.
Yeah, the V-trigger 2 is so freaking powerful that I definitely agree. It just elevates him to Seth to another level.
Oh no, he's done it again! He's gonna get clapped, and he's gonna get conversion of the Cruel Disaster. That was absolutely fantastic spatial awareness there from Jot. He knew he couldn't get a meatless conversion, so he had to spend the bar, and he's put Jesse in the corner.
Another one, no. Oh, he's not sure if he's going to try to press up check. He's a bit afraid, and there comes the standing light kick finally.
No, good check because they're more negative now. The axe kicks to deal with in general, so good check there. And that's all he needed. All he needed was one light kick. And funnily enough, that's the first game Jesse has won in about the 5-game comeback Jot has done ever since he changed from Akira to Seth. This man's been putting in the work. If he's not on your radar on the West Coast, or even around the American region in general, please put this man on your radar. I've got to say, I have been absolutely mesmerized, and I'm loving this gameplay from Jot right now. Fantastic.
Yeah. Jot has been... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
My bro. My bro.
Brother. I was just gonna say that it's just beautiful to watch Jot's gameplay because he's so analytical in between like matches and like during sets. Just amazing.
And you know, there's that V-trigger too, just as we were talking again, and he's gonna get another one, I believe, and that's gonna be
He might not even need that second one, to be honest with you.
Activation, no, he doesn't need it because he can't use it even. Oh,
Punishable.
nice. Final
Yes, that's punishable.
sensation.
That's clean. Good. Oh, no, that would have been the best punish I would have seen this whole set if that standing beat or that jump meter was connected. But he's taken.
And finally, the Dalsim special. All in, baby. Win or lose. If you block this, I'm dead. If I hit, you're dead.
If you're not blocking that, you want to shimmy the barrel through him.
Exactly.
Life of a gambler.
Yeah. I really like I think that since Seth has such a far-reaching fast dash, Commander Jesse can't relax too much, which is why Jot is getting so many buffers, because he's kind of forced to press a lot of the time because there's not that much waiting being allowed to do. That's why he gets to get in with these buffers a lot of the time. But right now, those buffers aren't going to save him with this rush down Dalsim zoner. Let's go. Oh,
right. I think, yeah, you know what?
activation.
I was thinking he's looking to activate, not so much with punish and normal. He wants to get the activation.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, for sure.
Great bait.
Yeah, I think that situation has cropped up multiple times now. Jesse's put out the EX Yoga Fire on screen, and Jot has comfortably just jumped over and done the heavy version of the axe kick. And Jesse's kind of sat there and either traded it or taken the situation. Now, starting to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more liberal with those teleports and kind of trying to control the situation. Because, again, Dalsim puts out the fireball like EX Psycho Blast, says, you know what, this is my neutral game now, not yours. But it's 6 apiece in this set. I'm actually loving this. This is fantastic.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how this set has developed.
I had no idea that Jot had this strong of a set. It's just a pleasure to watch. Nice conversion, but doesn't continue, but has the plus frame, goes for the throw.
All I want to know is where the hell was he the last CPT these guys had? Was he in that last CPT?
We should ask him. Nice block.
Yeah, Sif is just a very, very, very fun character to watch as well.
Him again. He punished the Yoga Flame. Gonna get the shimmy. Is he gonna spend the bar? He will on the Mad Cradle.
He's gonna take it now.
Good. I respect it. I respect it. These guys have literally been. Pretty much 8 times out of 10, when someone's gone for a throw, they've literally gone for their airborne option. And I think if your character has that, I think you should go for that a little bit more often. It is a clear indication that your opponent needs to be a little bit tight with their meaties, even if the guy blocks.
And these characters have some pretty fantastic air options.
Great buffer again, just puts him so close to the corner. Just needs one more really to capitalize. He had tears, it doesn't matter, baby.
Oh, walks out of it, gets him with the crouch fist into Yoga Flame. Clean jump for your boy Jot. Now he's going to be looking for a V reversal. There it is.
Oh, no.
But still, I mean, the V-trigger is still there, so you kind of just delayed the problem, and here he is.
His timing, when he knows Jesse wants to V reversal, has been absolutely sensational. Oh, Jot, you're amazing. Is he gonna jump?
I've seen I've seen this movie before. Wait.
Damn.
I mean, you kind of like, you V-reversal the string, but you're just delaying the inevitable. It's like you're going to have to deal with it.
Eventually,
so might as well deal with it when you have a lot of health. I mean, it's a very tricky situation to be in. Nice, another punish.
We were talking about it before. If you're V-reversing that target combo early, you are sending out a big statement. So I'm going to win the round. I want to win the round from this V-reversal.
Yeah. Oh man, these are not working right now for Jot. Like the buffers into the limbs.
They kind of do, but you have to watch the situation, right? He's got to eat this mix up. What's the maneuver going to do this time round? Go slow.
Oh my god, let's go. Just uses the bar. Nice. Still has 2 bars closing into stun. He's going to take the throw now.
V-reversal.
Nice. I like that V-reversal because you get out of dodge for a while.
Didn't get anything
that was
out
a punish.
of that,
I think that was a punish. Might have been.
Oh, he's going to be throwing out the heavy version. Please be careful with the lift. Please,
So
please,
scary.
please.
Oh my days.
Look at
Nice usage of the EX Fireball. Commander Jesse taking the command in the set. He's back in the lead, guys.
Yo, that's bars.
It took
Big bars.
It took
Big
a little,
boys.
it took a little while, but again, Commander Jesse regains the lead in this set. I mean, we got a shout out to all 740 viewers in the chat right now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shout out to all the people supporting for the West Coast as well. These guys are putting on another showcase for these guys. Do not forget, the West Coast have another CPT in about 2 weeks' time. So these guys are definitely training for that one. But boy, have I got a bit of questions for Jot after this set, no matter whether he wins or loses.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be interesting.
All right, peppering away with those mediums right now. Stuns racking up for your boy, not quite, and he took the risk.
There you go.
Let's go. Oh, I love that chase down. He knew. He just told him I know. And the cross up.
He's not stunned yet. I lied. He might be stunned.
He's stunned. He's stunned.
Oh,
But he's
take him
not
to the
there.
corner. Take him to the corner all the way.
Yeah.
Like
Heavy
that.
hit.
Enough.
Damn.
Oh, look at that. Coast to coast, baby.
Safe jump.
We're just coasting right now. That's the activation. Takes the green
He's
light.
dead.
Gonna be
Oh,
huge.
what? He
Tries to
well,
get
yeah.
away and he blocks the wrong
I said he was
way.
dead, but I listen. I said he was
Dude,
dead. I
that
didn't
is-
say how.
When Dalsim activates, you are dead if you're at like 30%.
Well, I don't think he wanted to do that. One of the stream
That-
members in the back said, "Was that reset?" He's watching it in the back. He's like, "Was that reset?" Did he do that?
That
You should
was
just break the fourth wall at this point.
yeah, exactly. That was so cheap though. Just teleport back is a mix-up. Imagine.
Oh, nice. He just gets out of the corner with that EX Fireball there. Great. But get back into the corner, Justin. You're not getting away for free.
Do you know what's crazy to me? It's Jot has had extremely good rounds, and he's had like fantastic reads, but he's just he's been a bit lackluster in closing out these rounds. I think Jesse's been able to close it out even in the clutches of situations, but he hasn't been able to deal with the maneuver. But as I say that,
Oh, so many mix-ups.
Oh
My days,
Wait,
but he missed.
wait,
Doesn't
wait,
matter. Get the conversion anyway, and I need to wash my hands right now.
wait.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Why
Yeah.
did that stay there for so long?
Wow.
Where's my hand sanitizer? Where's my hand sanitizer?
Damn, you might need to be vaccinated against tandem maneuver, boy. But as I say that, Yoga Sunburst comes out, goes low.
Instant low, as we say. And I really like that adaptation.
There you go.
From managers.
Time
We'll
to
speak
guess.
about that later. Oh, what? Did he miss the maneuver?
Oh,
Doesn't matter. You
nah.
get it right into it. That is the
Someone
best
clip
speed
that.
trigger in the
No,
game.
no, no,
That's the best
someone-
speed
no,
trigger.
He did not mean to do that. No.
Beautiful.
Doesn't
That was
matter.
like
You get to convert no matter what you're thinking about, Jammerz. That's the beauty of it. Nice. He's adapted to those jumps.
Alright, do you know
He's
what?
adapted to those jumps, Jammerz.
I respect that Jesse won that, but for Christ's sake, if you meant to do that, I don't think you meant to do it, you know.
he was like simple geometry. He's gonna go here and boop everything as planned.
And you
I'd
thought
say
fighting
there's-
games weren't about maths.
I'd say there's like a 71% chance that you will get opened up when the V-Trigger 2 is activated.
Oh yeah,
And, I mean,
the
we
V-Trigger
could-
2 forces something to happen for sure.
It's a very, very, I think one of the best features in the game right now after that change. It's so potent, and it's like, you have to take it. It dashes, target combo, and there's the mix.
I mean, yeah, Veggey, I don't think it's a matter of if it will hit. It's just a matter of when it will hit.
Yeah, you just need to delay it so he doesn't get another one, right?
Exactly.
Why not to get opened up before he can get two? So strong right now. But he
he
misses
would have
it.
stunned him. He definitely would have stunned him.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Jot.
Burners away.
He escapes the flames. He escapes the open barbecue.
But he jumps right back into it. He gets to check him. Minus.
Yo,
Oh, I
he
love
walked
it.
back in
Punish.
anticipation of that. Do you know what? Another area I've noticed as well, people that get a lot of damage in, is they're walking out of throws. And they're literally with punishing throw attempts. It's a big deal in the meta of Street Fighter 5 right now
It
as
has
well.
become. It is a big thing to do, and if you watch your replays and you see that you're continuously letting walk back and the opponent throws and you don't punish, there's a big improvement just there. Seeing that, oh yeah, I could actually start getting free damage in these situations. That's big, and I'm loving that Jot has that down. Even in that particular scenario, which was a bit awkward, he was still ready to whip punish with a target combo.
Oh, he misses the cruel disaster from the crouching medium kick. That must have hit right at the tip there. And I think he's trying to force another V reversal from Jesse. But Jesse is not fighting. He is not going down without fight.
Look at that. Jot is still looking for those limbs.
Yeah, it's total activation on both sides, but I mean, both sides now have a great activation potential for maybe almost ending the round. I mean, a couple of more hits and Jot will end it with that super.
Oh
Gets the
my
jump
God.
in,
That
activation
could-
station.
He's holding it. Goes low. Yeah, he's out. All right. Jesse should be fine.
He should be. You never know. Oh, nice.
Great answer.
The
Just
art-
keeping the package.
Oh, I've just seen a message now. The art of misdirection, my dear Jammers. Shouts to Alex Myers. Alex, I got a question. Are you okay? You should know what I mean by that.
Mysterious.
Oh,
That was very mysterious. I tried to decipher it.
Alex should know what I mean by that.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I'm like, what did I miss?
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Jammerz, you'll have to fill me in later.
I might fill you in later, but okay. Alex has answered. Okay. I got to check. I got to check because some people might be okay face value, but they might not be. So I just had to ask.
Oh, and he gets that damage. Oh, I call this free damage as well. Look at the health bar just evaporating. What's going on in the dive kick? Oh, the rush down. I'm loving this rush down right now. Watching it, not receiving it. The activation was gonna be.
There you go.
We have it again. It's gonna be open. It's gonna be
Jeez Louise.
open. It's going to be open.
Yeah, he-
Yeah, actually,
Somebody.
it might be
No,
close to it. Not
that's
close to it because
yeah.
it's not a trigger one, so it's close to it.
And it's an unscaled super. Oh, actually, no, it's only like 2 hits, so he's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kick him in the nugget. That's what you say. That's what we say in the UK.
Someone-
Wait. Well, I want to know. All eyes are on Jesse. What did Jesse try and do there? That's a cannon hit. So I want to know what Jesse tried to do.
Predicting a
Someone-
dash up throw.
Maybe. That's the only other thing I could think of because he's like plus 12 there, so he can't dash after that anyway. I think he's like plus 12, plus 13 or something like that. So he can't dash after that. It's not a legitimate dash. He got hit.
You know, the one thing I can only think about that in those moments is the legendary saying, "Time to guess, a-hole."
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We all say that while playing fighting games. When your character gets your ideal scenario, you're like, time to guess, you son of a...
Exactly.
No. Men of honor say, time to guess, my beautiful compadre.
No.
Or my beautiful
No,
friend,
no.
whatever you like to call it. That's what we honorable people say. But back in the corner, forced guesses are coming. No, he doesn't. Oh,
No, he dropped it again.
Big
He didn't want
punish.
that. This is going to be a huge punish here for Commander Jesse. He's going to apply the pressure while cooking up the ball.
It's free real estate.
Yo, and the fake. Something.
Damn.
Suddenly it's a low. Wow. Very nice.
So-
Very nice. I love Commander Jesse's mix-up on offense. You can never really... There's never a double... It's very, very methodical. It's always a new thing coming. There's so many
Unpredictable
options.
at times.
So good. Yeah, very good at not being predictable in his offense. Very strong offense.
Yeah, not telegraphed at all.
He's stunned. Yeah, he's stunned. Is he going to put him in the corner side top? Yeah, put him in the corner.
For sure. Put him in the corner.
Put him there, and this is a very rough round for Jesse, as he will have to deal with activations on his face. Should he get the
Oh, he
life
thought he
lead
was going to
start
jump.
coming
Yeah.
down?
Okay, nah, he tried to do a hard read with the Yoga Anvil because usually what's been happening is Jot's pressed 2 buttons and he's gone for a jump. So Jesse tried to get a read on that. It didn't work out. Good awareness from Jot. It's hard to keep up with people's kind of offensive flow at times, you know. You want to make that audacious read. It doesn't work out. You could lose a round from it.
Exactly.
Nice with punish or buffer. It doesn't really matter. It worked out.
Oh, that was a
Exactly.
bad
Everything is planned.
Yeah. And you know what I liked from Jot earlier? When he was going to activate, he saw the hit and he tried to stop himself to confirm some. Instead of wasting the V-trigger on that hit, he wanted to have the hit into DP, and then another situation where he could activate just didn't work out.
Right.
All this jumping is definitely throwing off Jesse, but he still managed to activate Yoga Burner and keep his boy in the flames. Through the fire and flames, will you survive? I don't know. Oh my god, he did!
No! Nice, very nice
Survived by
attempt.
that. Yeah. He survived, but at what cost?
Do you know what I do?
He tried to go for it. He tried to go for it. You sly man, you.
Right, if he
that
doesn't
mix
block
up.
this, he's dead.
Time to guess a-hole.
Oh my
And there you go.
Oh my
He's dead!
72% hit rate. I up 1%. It's 72% at least. You're going to die from it. Wow. I think Jot has been going for the cross-up every time, though, or most of the time, because
Yeah,
I don't know, Jesse doesn't really know. But I mean, it is a guess, so you're probably thinking like,
think about it like
it's like
this,
a command
right?
throw. He won't do it again, right?
Think about it like this, right? What was he doing with Akira earlier? Right? He'd activate Daigo, and he'd walk a few frames, and he'd jump over his head last minute. Now, you don't know, again, remember, he's already hit Jesse with the high-low mix-up from, the traditional high-low mix-up from the maneuver already. And he's already hit him with the cross-up, axe kick in the corner, right? So now, is he going to do it again? Or am I going to do the last-minute cross-up? And at that point, you're already committed to just down-backing, because you're like, oh, I don't know. He might stay in front and do the super. But like I said, if he gets it wrong, he's dead.
There's so many options. It's literally almost impossible to keep track of them.
I mean, if Commander Jesse is watching, you can V-shift when Seth goes into the air, and you will get out of that mix-up, but
Dude,
then
that's
you are
last minute.
liable for the,
That is hella
you
last
have to you kind of have to commit to it, so if he goes for the low, you'll get eaten by it, right? You can hold up, but he'll see that you're standing, so he can go for the low explosion. So it's not like a fail-safe, it's just another answer. Nice usage of the V-shift to keep him in the corner.
V-reversal.
V-reversal, I mean. Yeah.
Alright, he pressed the button after the -2. These guys have been doing that a fair bit now, and people do that in the games. You've got to be very noteworthy of that. He's got another V-trigger 2 on deck. I think he should do it full screen and use it as a block stun thing, but he's not going to do it.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see because Jot hasn't been going for those at all.
Careful.
Look at that.
Careful.
Again, so good, and the super is there. And another round taken. I take this round from you. That's a good thing, though. Seth
I will
is a
settle
character.
this now, and I will take another round via a cross-up maneuver into CA. I feel he's always building up to this point, and then he just lets it out in one full burst. I'm sorry, I keep laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that, to be honest. And that's
I mean,
happened
when
like
you are.
That's why we're laughing.
Exactly, because you know the pain. I mean, I've been on the receiving end of that, and it's just so frustrating because you are just like standing there and you gotta guess.
Yeah, that's the best thing about being here in the front rows.
Yeah, we can just laugh at people's pain.
Well, listen, and you man want me to compete? Nah, I love watching this stuff. I love it.
But we want to watch you make people suffer.
Exactly. We want you to zone people out.
I can do that. Oh no, he's got to deal with it again. Oh my god, is he gonna stay in front? He goes low.
Oh, he goes for the low, oh my god. And he's really good spot right now. Gets the activation.
Oh,
what a jump timing!
No,
what a
that's
jump
stun.
timing!
That's a stun.
Should be.
Yeah.
Oh my no!
Stun
I think
and
there's too
dead.
much scaling. No, I think there's too much
Oh yeah,
scaling.
there might be. Yeah, there might be actually.
Throw him! Throw him!
Let's see.
Throw him!
Oh, again! Let's go! The awareness, though, I like it. Jesse probably knows that reset is coming. Let me just hold back up and then react with immediately. Great awareness from Jesse, not getting kind of like stolen at that point after having that activation at half-life and almost dying from it.
I don't think. I think in the early stage of this set, like Jesse was blocking a fair amount of the maneuvers, and then after that, it just went downhill from there. It just went downhill from there.
Like, I'm telling you, it's like a 70% success rate. You're going to be hit most of the time. It's very hard to get out of. And now
No,
they
it's-
just see.
Oh,
He doesn't even commit because he knows he's waiting for it. So he
Oh
doesn't have to
no,
take the
look at
risk and
this.
there's the
Huge
punish.
punish. Huge punish right now.
Is he going to bait him with a throw again? Oh, sorry, the throw bait. No, be reversal. Big statement.
Just
be
delaying the inevitable here.
Exactly.
I mean, it's working out right now, though. Yeah, I'm really scared to get the double dash into activation or something like that into activation.
We gotta see at least one full screen activation. There you go.
Don't do it, though!
Wow.
He just doesn't want. It's like, I can sympathize. He just doesn't want to deal with it. It's like, come on, let it work this time. Just one time, let it work, please. I beg you. Universal. Oh, auto explosion. You're dead, my man. You are DEAD. Dead.
This man is dead. DED.
He's what Jammerz is right now.
Yeah. He got knocked out.
Okay, I had to take a moment. The thing is, do you know what's amazing about this game? You can make a V-trigger obsolete or the best thing in the game because of what a V-reversal can do with it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because no, before, V-reversals basically made that V-trigger obsolete. And the moment you said you can't V-reverse that anymore, he's become one of the best V-triggers in the game.
Yeah, I feel like V-reversals didn't make it obsolete, but it made you have to earn the activation mix-up. You have to have a hit into it, let some be, and then do the mix-up.
Or the opponent has to be in V-trigger.
Yeah, something like that. You have to earn it. Kind of now, I feel it's a change. It's a change. I think we need to go back into the set and they just see how many times out of how many X it actually works.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is great stuff.
I know we've been having a conversation and laughing and cackling about that V-trigger too, but it is match point here for Jot. What a pick we had to bring on this show from Alex Mai. Once again, shouts to Alex Mai for bringing.
Exactly. What an amazing show they've put on. Like, this set has been frankly incredible.
Oh, he's stunned. He's stunned.
Look
That's stunned.
at
That's
that,
a wrap. Oh, he's not.
Oh, no, not
One
quite
more.
yet.
Minus
I like the V-reversal. Great V-reversal. He had to do it. He had to get him off.
Oh no, but look
to
at
the
this.
corner though. Oh, nice. With the jab check, gets the dive kick.
Great anti-air, Jesse.
I really want one more game. I really want
Me
one
too.
more.
Like, let us have one more, just one more time.
Oh, he's dead. Actually, no, he's not. He's not dead. He's still alive, but he's got a guess for the game. Are you just going to do a regular throw? He tried.
Please.
Tech.
There you go. Oh no, the great reversal.
Nice blocking though. Oh, this is huge.
A block from
Let's
Jesse.
go.
What a block from Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. Keeping it alive. 9-9. Let's go.
Jesse's
Jesse's
an absolute gangster. Jesse's actually a gangster.
That takes. Yeah.
It's the beard.
That,
Wait, but Jot's got a beard as well.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know.
I'm just, you know,
It's the beard style.
dumbstruck.
It's a difference in the styling.
Jesse's built different.
Good block on the cross up there. This is tense. I know, listen, we're all as tense as everyone else. Even the stream team in the back are shouting with us at the same time. So it's literally 5 people talking at once.
Nice. He's gonna dash. He doesn't want to get opened up. Oh, he baits the V reversal. He knows it's coming because of one part of the target combo. Great stuff from Jot, and he's following him down. You have to block.
Oh no! Look at this secret tag team.
Oh no! He's not dead. He's still alive. He's still alive. He's got one more guess, and if you get booted in your chin when you don't even have a mouth in that costume, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Oh no!
Yeah, still alive.
Just get out and use your screen. Nice blocking.
Great block.
Oh, he has another EX
Wait,
fireball
what's happened?
coming.
What's happened?
What's going down? No.
Time has stopped.
Oh my god, what's happened?
Oh, it's lagging on both ends.
No.
Please
Are you
don't
kidding
steal
me?
it, either of you. Are you ready?
Oh,
Yeah, this is a ready check. This is a ready check.
What a
Oh
momentum
my
killer.
goodness. They stopped for us. Like, can we just be real? They stopped for us. Because we can't take it.
Nah,
This
don't
just
do me
have
like
a
this.
climatic ending. Oh, it's on again.
Don't do me like this. Nah, you can't.
Oh, he tried it. He had it. The backdash to the whip punish. He just missed the whip punish. He gets the dive kick. Or the axe kick, I should say. Great stuff. Jot's awareness and command just has been amazing in this. It's just been such a high level set I've enjoyed. This is one of the sets I've enjoyed. One of the most enjoyable viewing experiences with these.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an
great.
anticlimactic part right at the death after the CA, we do have a winner. It sucks that happened at that point, but we still cannot ignore the fact that we had some absolutely stupendous games from our guests on the show tonight. So can we have a round of GGs in the chat, please? And obviously congratulations to Jot for winning that set there. But
great.
Lord Jesus, obviously
Beautiful.
we can discuss the elephant in the room because he decided to be the party pooper of tonight. Even I was a bit worried there. But we got to save all the whats, the ifs, the buts, and the maybes to when we come back and join these guys in the chat room for another chat. Stick around. Let's hear what these guys have to say. But let's take that
was
esports
great.
break first.
That was great.
That was crazy.
I loved that set.
いつかあの背中に追いつくためにさて一丁やってやりますかねえさっさすりゃすりゃいけとさっさと始めようぜ俺は誰にも負けねえ
If I go too far, please forgive me.
All right, ladies and germs, Seth players and Dawson players, anyone that plays Street Fighter 5 is a fan of it, welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets. If you've come to join us tonight, I'm sorry, I've come with some sad news. The first of 10 has concluded. It was a spectacular set. It had us all out of our seats. In the stream team in the back couldn't get enough of that stuff. But we have a winner. It is Jot, who wins the set 10-8. Had a little bit of an anticlimactic scenario right at the death there, which, I mean, what a time to, like, kind of rein in the party and make sure no one has any more fun. But I believe we got tons of questions for the gents in this post-match interview. So, Jot, Jesse, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Sweet. So obviously, Jot, congratulations for winning that set there, 10-8. I got to say, your knowledge checks and just your kind of creativity with Seth there and understanding of the game has been absolutely brilliant. So it was a very good recommendation. Once again, shouts to Alex Via. I can't thank this guy enough for recommending Jot that we bring him on to the show. I think my first question is, so why did you start out with Akira then over Seth?
I don't know. I guess the main reason is I got recommended on the show because Vi said I have a really good Akira, which I think I do, but that matchup's rough. So I was like, going into it, I was like, all right, I'll go 3 games Akira. If it doesn't go well, I'm switching to Seth.
Okay.
That's pretty much just
now.
Let's try it.
Hey, listen, I respect you trying that out. So now my next question is, how do you feel about the Seth Dawson matchup overall? Because it felt you had that pretty much complete control in about like 8 out of 10 scenarios in the matchup. What do you think about it?
I think it's fairly even. I would still give Dalsum advantage because he's cheap, but I think it's fairly. I think it's like out of all the characters I play, that's as close to even as I can get versus Dalsum with any of them.
Okay, interesting. Jesse, how do you feel about Seth versus Dalsum, this version of Street Fighter 5?
I think that V-Trigger 2 is cheap. I want to start by saying that.
Let's go!
Let's start by saying that. That V-Trigger 2 is pretty cheap. I think it's an okay matchup. I feel like Dawson can hang in there, but I personally have a hard time dealing with that trigger, so it's something that I need to work on.
Okay.
But, yeah. But overall, I don't feel like it's too bad. Like, neutral-wise, everything else outside of that, I feel like it.
Okay, I mean, because obviously when Jot switched over to the Seth, I'm not even sure if it's a definitive counter pick, but like at the start, you're doing all right against the V-Trigger here and there, and then I think from probably like the 3rd or 4th game in from the Seth pick, it just went downhill because all those setups were hitting you, and Veggey did mention time and time again, and I think his numbers are pretty like on point with this at this point. It's a case of 70% of the time you're probably going to get hit by the V-Trigger because there's too many things to think about. I mean,
yeah, you got to go low, you got to go high. It could be throw into another block stun. It could be a cross up. It could be non-cross up. It's a lot.
It's very much.
But it leads to a combo or corner carry or critical art.
Right, do you know what? Speaking of the V-Trigger 2, Jot, there was at one point where you sent the V-Trigger the completely wrong way, and Jesse teleported into that. I really want to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you meant to set that up.
Just say what?
Please
say yes. Please say yes.
Did you mean to do
intentional.
that?
I knew you would teleport back over there.
Yes.
Laying a trap.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or he's just because
I believe him. I believe him. You know what?
That looked like such a happy accident, and the fact that he got convert off it as well, it's like the stars aligned. I believe it was Alex Myers did to say it was a classic example of misdirection there, and I mean, hey, it worked out. You got a conversion from it, but I mean, it's very interesting to see how the V-Trigger's changed in the span of probably like 6 to 8 months, because V-Reversal is the thing that made that obsolete last year. And this version, V-Reversal is the worst thing you could do against the tandem maneuver. I mean, is that something you've always wanted to do? Just make sure the V-Reversal gets punished when you try to activate the V-Trigger? Or is that something that you just worked with and you saw how it worked after the update?
So actually with V-Trigger 2, I know a lot of people like downplayed it or didn't think it was good, but I used it when Seth was released, when he was really cheap, and definitely V-Reversal ended it that season. But I don't know, I always believed in this trigger, so I have a lot of creativity with it. But now it's not that V-Reversal doesn't work. V-Reversal does work, but you have to know the timings to do it. and it also depends on the V-reversal.
Okay.
So Dalsim's is actually one of the worst ones. It struggles to V-reversal, but there are timings where you can do it.
Okay.
Can you give like an example of these timings? Just
So
I can-
when I move the orb 3 times and I set up the cross up or same side, he can V-reversal like right as I'm about to jump over, and it'll avoid the mix-up.
So as you're jumping to get the cross up, are you still in front so it's a regular block, or do you have to block cross up then V-reversal?
No, you could, before the cross up, you could V-reversal. Because the orb's constantly hitting you. You could pretty much V-reversal anytime.
Okay.
But I think at that point, I think you can also V-shift, which is like a less costly...
Yeah, V-shift will get out of the jump mix-up every time. But then, if I go low, that beats the V-shift, so...
Ah, okay. Well, hey, listen, Veggey, you already have an idea, and he's already got an answer to it. So,
wouldn't like if they V-reversal, if you don't jump and they V-reversal there, they'll get blown up, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, so it's still kind of the same with the V-shift that you could go low, but you could also just go low, and they did the V-reversal, and so it's still kind of like you're still there with the mix if you didn't jump. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes, you're correct. But some characters, like versus Dalsim, he can't V-reversal right when I activate, but some characters can, and they'll avoid it.
Which
So
one?
Like tons of characters. If the character moves forward a lot during their V-reversal, they'll avoid it. Dalsim's kind of stationed. Like if you check Urian, for example, he'll avoid like a close activation.
So I'm guessing you're thinking Balrog, maybe Mika, Urian, maybe
Yeah,
Laura?
all those characters avoid it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Looks like we
But
got.
I could do a far activate to beat that, but it's
Well,
Of course, there's something.
that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, Veggey, you got any other specific questions for the gents?
Yeah, when I was watching through the set with I'm thinking back to the calling pick, because I like the calling pick from Command & Jesse, but it was just for one game. I mean, was it just something you wanted just to feel it out, or did you, because you escaped with the V-reversal, and I feel like she's more elusive at points where you don't want to get activated on. Is there a reason why you only went one game?
I thought about sticking with Colleen, but I just recently started playing again. I feel like I started getting competitive because I know CPT is right around the corner, and I was excited to play Jot, as I felt like this would be great to like get back in that competitive sphere again. And I haven't been playing a lot of Colleen, so I don't know how confident I am in it. And I guess the game went okay, but I felt like I wasn't ready for a lot of situations, where especially when he was jumping in on me, I felt like I wasn't ready for like counters and things that I know a true Colleen would be ready for. And I guess I just wasn't sure if I should commit to the choice or not. So, and then when I went back to Sim, I felt like I was starting to figure it out a little bit. But
you definitely were figuring it out. I mean, aside from the V-Trigger 2 mix-ups, you were definitely getting like the jump-ins were stopping to work as much. I felt like Jot had a read on you for jump-ins for a while. That was like going on for games, and then suddenly just you noticed that, and you just stopped those particular situations where you would get that jump in, and that's when I feel it started to close in again. And I mean, Jot readapted, and I mean, we saw the end of the story. So
we did. So obviously, you guys mentioned CPT earlier. Jot, my next question for you before I hand it over to Olvaha is: where on earth were you last CPT? Are you entering the next one?
Last CPT, I used only Manat, and I lost pretty early. I got pretty far on losers, but I didn't make it out of my pool. But yes, I'll be entering the next one, and I am very confident right now, so I think you'll hear from me.
That's good. That's why we bring on the show. Give people like you more of a spotlight, so people, when they see in the top 16 or even in the top 8, they go, "Yo, I seen this guy. He won on that set show, and then he exhibited how busted Steph's V-Trigger 2 can be into this kind of Street Fighter 5. But honestly, it's sensational stuff, and I can't wait to see you in the CPT. But Olvaha, please, if you got any questions for the gents as to what transpired in the set, fire away.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I want to ask Jesse, did you at any point consider picking Oro?
Maybe in the beginning I thought about playing Oro, but I haven't played him in a little bit. I feel like lately I don't know how strong he is against some of the stronger characters in the game. So I've been kind of getting away from him and going more towards Dalsim and a little bit of Colleen.
Yeah.
So because of that, I felt like maybe he wasn't ready. But I thought about if I were to play him, I would have picked him right away. But I decided I should try to play more Dalsim and get back into my form.
Okay, because obviously it's a big deal for you guys, and like, look, you blink and then the CPT's right round the corner. And again, this is your second and last opportunity, I think, for you guys on the West Coast. Is that right?
Yeah, this is number 2.
Yeah, so this is a very big deal, and it's good that you guys have come on the show and then you guys are all fired up. And I know that there's a strong scene over there, and there can only be one winner, but there is prize money for the top 4 placings there. Another question I have for Jot, because I didn't get to ask this obviously earlier because we were having such an amazing conversation about beards and how to grow them. Jot, what is I want to know a little bit more about your fighting game background. Is Street Fighter 5 your first competitive fighting game, or were you playing fighting games competitively before this version?
I played 4. I entered like local tournaments, but I wouldn't say I was competitive. So yeah, Street Fighter 5 is my first competitive fighting game.
Okay, and have you ever considered going pro? Because I mean, like, Jesse's been a sponsored player and he's traveled a fair bit. I mean, have you ever wanted to be a professional Street Fighter 5 player? Or is it just something that's still a pretty cool pastime, and when you feel in the competitive spirit, you will enter these high-stake competitions?
I'd say it's a pastime, but I do plan to travel more when, like, if and when it eventually opens up.
Okay, fair play, because I think it'd be great. And like I said, as someone has traveled, and even he nearly qualified for the Capcom Cup finals as Commander Jesse, again, he can give you some pointers how to be composed and be comfortable.
Yeah,
and again, I'm pretty sure your entire scene has faith in you because of how strong you are. So I mean, if it does happen, if the stars do align, we can go back to traveling normally and everyone knows how to wash their hands, we can all enjoy offline events again. But help me help you, everyone at home and people around the world. But Veggey, you got any more questions for the gents?
Yeah, you spoke earlier about like the CPT and entering with Manat, but so you go into this one. The impression I get is that you'll go in as a counter picker this time. Is that right? and if so, like, what are your main go-to counter picks? And like, what characters would you, for instance, use against Mina? Are you like prepared? Have you made a spreadsheet at this point for like what matchups you want to use characters, or are you still feeling it out?
I haven't made one yet. I think versus all the top players, I do know what character I would pick. But I think I play 4 characters now, so it's Seth, Vega, Manat, and Akira. I think Vega will probably be used in most matchups, but I'll use them all.
Okay,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sorry to interject there. You're playing 4 characters that are pretty abstract from one another, so I want to know how your kind of muscle memory stays on point, especially in first to 2s. That can throw you off a fair bit. I don't know. That might just be me, but I don't know how you feel about that one, Jot.
So Vega was the character I played season 1, and he's probably, even though I said I play him the most, or I will use him in the most matchups, I practice him the least because it's a very simple game plan.
Okay.
Manat, I played so much that, I don't know, I don't think I lose that muscle memory. Seth and Akira are probably the characters I'm practicing the most and trying to stay sharp with. But like once pools come out, I'll look at the bracket and I'll have like a idea of what characters I need to warm up.
All right, definitely make sure you keep an eye out for this guy Jot in the bracket, please, ladies and gentlemen from home. But Olvaha, you got any questions? Any more questions for the gents before I hit them with my typical universal questions?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to ask Jesse, we talked a little about Jot's plans of attending the CPT tournaments. I wanted to ask Jesse, do you have any plans, and do you have some kind of a plan of attack for the CPT event? Are you going to train up any other characters? Are you going to prepare for specific characters or specific players? Anything like that?
Last CPT, I think I did pretty well. I got 4th place, and I almost had a really close match with Samurai to go into losers finals. So I feel pretty good that now I got to play this set with Jot, and he's also very strong, and it's good practice leading up to CPT. So I really appreciate the set, and I've been running a lot of sets with a lot of players and getting back into form, and I feel pretty confident. I feel pretty good. I am excited to see how the brackets turn out, and hopefully I can repeat that, but this time clutch it out in the end. So I've been just trying to grind and get back into, the form I was the last time around. So hopefully I can, hopefully I could just repeat it and You know, I feel good. I feel good.
No, honestly, sometimes that's all it is. It's all about feeling good, and obviously you're only as good as you are on the day. You're probably only as good as your last Yoga Gale, or in Jot's case, you're only as good as your last mix-up that hits into Super. Sometimes,
your last activation, baby.
Sometimes that how it be. But speaking of your CPT coming up, let me ask this. I'm going to pose this question for the both of you, but I want to get Jot's answer first. Who is probably the most dangerous player in the West Coast right now in terms of Street Fighter 5?
I think it has to be Nephew because he won the last CPT and Evo, but
okay,
I think it'd have to be him.
Jesse, do you agree, or do you think there's someone else?
Yeah, I know. I would say the same. Nephew's just been so consistent. He's super strong. He's qualified twice now.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's when he's on point, it feels like he's got every read down. His game plan is always to play solid, and he plays very solid. And when he's on point, yeah, it's really tough to deal with him. So I would say Nephew, for sure.
Do both of you or either of you know if he's entering the second one? Or is he going to just watch you guys basically squabble?
From what I saw in the bracket, he's in there right now. He entered.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's come to collect your money. Okay.
Man wants a double check.
I respect it. Sometimes after you qualified, it's all about putting the money on the food on the table. So I respect he's come to ruin all your day with Stanfist and V-Trigger 2. I still think... Actually, you know what? Jesse, let me ask you since you play Colleen. Do you think Colleen's V-Trigger 2 should be 4 bars? I think it should be 4 bars.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Honestly, they nerfed it a little bit. They took away some of its time, and you know, it's still pretty good though. I will say. I'm not gonna lie. It's still pretty good.
Well, you say they've taken away its time by obviously the punch buttons deplete the timer, but if you look at it from another perspective, that could be the possibility of getting 2 V-triggers in one round. I have seen that. I've seen that before. So
yeah,
it depends on the perspective.
You gotta pop it early, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the perspective of the Colleen player. I mean, Jot, you're in.
I just want to.
Go on.
I just want to shoot in, like I mentioned a few streams ago, that I think that the way to fix Colleen's V-Trigger 2, if you want to keep it at 2 bars, is that if you don't rapid change your lights, you don't get to tick throw. Because the biggest problem to me is that you are forced into a mix for like 140 damage 3 times if the Colleen wants to, more or less forced. And if the lights push her back, so she has to take like a little step, it's not a big step, kind of like a very close corner throw, that would make it so that she would probably try more to fish for the hit than just like try to force the opening with the dash. I think having more pushback on the lights when they're not rapid canceled would actually make that a much more, it would still be very strong for the Colleen player, but I feel the opponent would feel less frustrated by it, and maybe then you could add another spear to it so she had more answers to fireball characters, like as a compensation, so she get more well-rounded and maybe perhaps a bit less frustrating for the opponent. I also play Colleen, and I understand how important the V-trigger is.
Okay, I mean, Jesse, do you agree with what Veggey just said?
No, that makes sense. I mean, if you get the lights and then you can't go, you know, into a automatic throw, take 3 throws for, you know, a certain amount of damage, which happens a lot, you know, when people get scared of hitting any button. So you get thrown loop, and then you end up losing all that life because you're scared of her dash grab. I think that is pretty justifiable. It's so scar because at that point you just have to play solid defense, make sure you don't, you know, deck or throw with a button. So I think that's a pretty valid point. But I guess I never thought about it too much in depth about like how I would change that trigger. But I mean, that is a pretty, yeah, I mean, that could work. She's still very strong, even if she has to do that. So.
Yeah, for sure. Right, so obviously...
Man, it just is a matter of reason, sorry.
No,
I really like both of these players. Yeah. They're some of my favorite players, especially after that set. That's the best set we had. I just had to say it as well, Jammerz, sorry. But this is one of the best sets we've had on sets, and this is one of the sets I enjoyed the absolute most, and I was like waking up my son almost. Yeah, wow. I said it. I like watching the high-level dusters because it's hard to do what you guys do. I like watching. I just don't like playing against it. I love watching. It's fun. It's fun. It's true. Jammerz, stop lying. I'm your minion, but I'll go against you.
All right, so gentlemen, I gotta hit you with my universal questions I ask all our guests on this show. So I'm gonna kind of direct this at Jesse first because it's easier because he played the one character today. Jesse, obviously, I do presume you watch a lot of other Dhalsim players around the world, and you are well-versed and a competent Dhalsim in your own right. Is there anything you feel that people are not doing with Dhalsim, a particular strategy or tool that they should be probably using or abusing a bit more that they don't already? Or are you fine with how people are playing Dhalsim within the Street Fighter community worldwide?
Well, I gotta give credit to a lot of the Dhalsim players that come up with a lot of the tech that he has today. They've pushed this character farther than he's been in a long time. And I mean, a lot of that goes to all the Dhalsim players in the Simquisition, you know, Arturo, Broski, Banks Diaz, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on, you know what I mean? Like, all these guys, like, they all put in mad work. Mr. Crimson, of course, you know, just many others, you know, that just, we all work together, you know, we're not selfish with the discovery or the tech. We all, like, help each other grow the character. And I think because of that, you know, we see fireball loops now. You know, we didn't used to see that as much before, but now we're seeing like EX Fireball to slide, medium kick, EX Fireball. You know, these little things I think are important to get optimal damage or set you up for like the stun. These things I think are really important for the character. You really need to have these things now, and maybe it's not important now, but like as the meta of that character develops, like those will be things you need to do to be optimal. So little things like that.
Quickly as well, because you did mention him, what do you think of Mr. Crimson's Dhalsim?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, Mr. Crimson has been putting in a lot of work, you know, during this whole offline era or online era. He's been grinding nonstop. To see him do what he did at Rebel Kumite, we were all so proud to see him, you know, #1 spot, take that tournament with Dhalsim. I feel like we hadn't seen a Dhalsim win a tournament like that in a while, you know. So it was really a joyous moment, and you know, he's an awesome dude, an awesome person, and you know, I'm happy for him. Yeah, we're all just truly happy for him.
Shout out to Mr.
He's in Capcom Cup now too, right? I think he qualified.
He is. He is.
So excited to see him do work there too. Yeah.
There you go.
The group yoga.
The group yoga indeed. And Jot, obviously you did use Seth today, so I might kind of extend this question to both your Seth and Akira. So if you do watch players from around the world using both of those characters, is there something you feel that people are not using a lot of that they should be abusing a little bit more? Or are you kind of content with how Seth and Akira are being played throughout the community worldwide?
For Seth in particular, there aren't that many sets left, but like I guess the main ones I watch now are Shen and Angry Bird, and they're amazing players, way better than me. The only thing I would say is, like, at least Angry Bird, he doesn't use V-Trigger 2 at all.
Well, he stood his ground and said a lot of reasons why V-Trigger 1 is still incredible.
Which I think it is. It's still a good trigger, which I think that works fine in most matchups, but there's some matchups, like I think Dhalsim, you need V-Trigger 2 for Dhalsim.
Okay.
But I guess that would be the only thing.
Okay, and what about Akira?
Akira? She's new. It's hard to really say. I've only really watched like the Japanese Akiras. I don't know.
Okay.
It's too early to say, I guess, for Akira.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. I mean, there might have been something that sprung to mind that could not be, but like you said, it is still like, it's probably been like 2 months. No, it's been a month now. We're coming on to 2 months. So again, I can respect the opinion of it still being too early. But of course, Olvaha, have you got any other question you want to ask these guys before I hit him with the final question?
Hit him with the final.
All right, I'll hit with the final question. All right, gentlemen, so this is the last question I asked. This is the question I ask all my guests before we kind of do the closing moments of this show. So I'm going to pose this one once again to Jesse first. If you had the ability to change anything in SF5, like one thing you could change, add a mechanic, get rid of Ed, delete Honda, I don't know, make Dhalsim have 1,000 health. If there's anything you could change outside of the obvious, what would it be?
Outside of the obvious. I don't know. That's a good question.
Or are you content with where Street Fighter 5 is right now?
I feel like it's. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's in a pretty good place. Like it's come a long ways, and I feel like, granted that everything goes the way it should, I feel like it's pretty good. I'm trying to think of like something that I could really, you know, There's some V triggers are a little crazy, you know. But I mean, some V triggers are a little crazy, but for the most part, I think it's okay.
Okay, I mean, look, if something pops into your head while I'm asking Jot the same question, then feel free to kind of interject and answer it. But Jot, is there, if there was one thing you could change, you know, probably give Seth a 1-bar V-Trigger 2, give him some more health, add another mechanic to the game. If there's anything you'd change about Street Fighter 5 in its current state, what would it be? Anything that comes to mind?
There's actually 2 things I want to mention, and you started with a 1-bar V-Trigger. That's what a Dalsim has right now in EX Fireball. It's better than like half the V-Triggers in the game, and it only takes 1 bar. The character, he has auto neutral, plus on block double baits, Yun dive kicks. He's cheap. Delete Dalsim.
You're talking like you lost the set. You're speaking like you lost the set. You can't. You have to. No, you not after winning. We just
This guy down here is a bit.
Commander, I'm on your side right now.
Is he though?
I got you, bro.
Hold on. Remember, he said 2 things. That was only 1. Jot, what is the other thing?
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing, I want 11 to switch characters every game.
Yeah, that
You're not the only one that has asked.
No,
that.
every round would be sick.
Round? Sure. That'd be crazy.
Sure. That would be dope.
Damn.
Also, I want like 11 to have like its own character where you could level them up and like unlock new colors or something. Because right now, no matter whatever character 11 gives you, it gives you like experience for that character.
Do you know what? I actually didn't realize that. I didn't really pay attention to that as much either. I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
Me neither.
Can I throw a question to Commander Jesse after that kind of like essay
please.
About Dalsim?
Please.
Because Commander Jesse, I've always wondered, because I've always been an avid anti-Dalsimist.
You still are?
In my life. I still am. Not right now, because right now I'm like on my bro's side. Not really, but I pretend to be. Do you like, as Dalsim players, do you kind of understand where the other people's frustration and kind of like direct feelings come from?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I mean, when I first played Street Fighter back in my, young days when I was Street Fighter 2, and I was playing Ryu, because that's the character, the main character, and I going up against this guy who I can't, don't let me get close. I'm frustrated, you know what I mean? But that was when I was like, not even a teenager yet, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, when I was like, like as I started to play the game more, started to understand it, I like, there's different archetypes, Dalsim is a certain archetype. But I realized that it's fun to play against that. It's a challenge. It's like a puzzle that you got to solve, And as a Dalsim player, it's my job to make that puzzle as difficult as possible. Right? So when you do get in, it's a reward, and you're rewarded. But I do think that I can understand where the frustration comes from. That's all. I understand it. Like, I get it.
I also have one question.
Please, go for it.
Speaking of Dalsim, we just love talking about Dalsim, don't we?
I tried to avoid it today, but
okay,
it was inevitable.
Yeah. So my question is that how do you deal with the hate towards this character? Is it something that you just don't care about? And do you have anything to say for aspiring Dalsim players?
Just turn off social media. It's quite simple.
Embrace it. Just embrace it. And have fun with it. Embrace it. Enjoy it. That's all I could say. Just everybody, we're all chill. All the Dalsim players are pretty laid back, but it's pretty funny. We obviously see a lot of it on the timeline. We see some people that anti-Dalsim hate. But it honestly, it fuels us in a way. Use it as your fuel. That's all I can say. Use it to ignite that fire within you.
Listen, I will keep repeating this. It was not a Dalsim or an anti-Dalsim movement that happened. That was a goddamn crusade of the 7 Seas. They tried to get rid of that character, and boy, did you guys go far as just the end of the port.
Get the pitchforks and the flames.
It literally did not work. But you know what?
In the community.
We can chat to these 2 fine gentlemen all night because, again, we've had some very interesting conversations. I've loved the perspective from both of you. But, gentlemen, we have got to close out a show. So, once again, Jot, congratulations for winning the set. It was unfortunate about those closing, anticlimactic closing moments we had right at the end there. But it was great to see the character showcase regardless from the pair of you. Do not forget, gentlemen, these are their social media outlets there. You can see Jesse's Twitch there. He does have a Twitter account as well. You can see it there. And obviously Jot, he has that Twitter account. Please keep an eye on these guys. Their CPT, their second and final one, is going to be happening in about 2.5 weeks time, so keep an eye out for that. Jot, I definitely want to see you in that top 16, please. That's all I ask. I know it's easier said than done, but with the skill set you've showed me today, I think you're a man more than capable of doing that and going to new heights there. I actually can't wait to see more of him. But any final words the two of you had before we have to let you go? Oh, are we all good? Jesse, any final words?
No, I just wanted to say thanks for having me on, Jot. Appreciate the the offer to play and the set. It was a good set. I had fun. Just chopping it up with you guys. Just hanging out, talking about beards and whatnot. It was a good time. And hopefully, hopefully, we both do work in the next CPT. This was good. I feel like this is a good precursor to that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Jot, any final words?
I just want to say thanks for having me on. And yeah, that was a really fun set. I think we both counter-adapted. It was really fun. I have nothing against Dawson players, by the way. They're all great people. It's just the character.
I'm sure they are.
But, yeah.
It's just the character.
There's some of the greatest people actually.
Listen, it's only the character we have a problem with, not you as people. That's what Street Fighter. That's what Street Fighter 5 does to us. We actually target our anger at the wrong people. It's the characters, not the people. That's what it is. It's a lesson we all need to learn in life.
But both of you, quick question: do you use any beard oils? Any beard oils? Any good beard oils? Oil advice?
Beer brand, I guess, is the one I'm using right now. But yeah,
beer brand.
I'm in between. I don't remember the last one I was, but I was using some certain beard oil, and I had the comb too. I would comb through it.
Damn, we had the comb and everything, like F-word.
The technology. The tech.
No, F-word also has a sick beard. He could join your beard.
Listen, he's maintained it well enough. Listen, don't get carried away. We've already spoken about beards for about 15-20 minutes. We can't do this. All right, gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call because myself, Veggey, and Olvaha have a show to close out. So, gentlemen, I will drop you a message in probably about an hour or so. But once again, thank you very much for participating, and I will speak to you both very soon.
Thank you.
All right, sure. Take care.
Take care, gents. All right. So, what? Oh my God, they done it. They didn't even give me a chance to recap. And there's a little surprise, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trying to sort this out for quite some time now, but it is going to be happening. We are going to have an exhibition between two women Street Fighter 5 players. And shout outs to Sherry Jennings, and she's going to kill me for pronouncing this. Tatsuna Milani. That is a mouthful. I'm going to have to learn that and repeat that in the mirror about 10 times before she comes on this show, although she might be pretty annoyed before I mispronounce that. But we are going to bring women onto the show. I noticed there was a little bit of an issue that we could easily rectify, so I'm trying to do that. And we set this up. This is going to be happening next week on Monday, October 4th. So if you are around, please come and join us. Hear the opinions of some of the women we have in the Street Fighter 5 scene, because they play this game just as much as the rest of us. So I feel their voices need to be heard a little bit more. And
for sure,
this is going to go well regardless, but we are going to try and set up some more women exhibitions. And I do want to get, women going up against just, males fighting in this. I don't even know how to word it. Because I'm just going to get in trouble either way. I just want more women on the show. That's literally it. Women casters, I have had that as an idea. I think we're going to try and sort that one out as well. We can try and experiment with these upcoming months. It's a busy period for the visual platform team here in these next couple of months or so, but we're going to try and get this done as much as we can. So bear with us, and we're going to try to get as many guests of everyone that's playing from around the world as much as possible. It's actually hard for us to tap into the Asian region, but we're going to try and do that as well. But other than that, are you two looking forward to next Monday?
For sure.
Veggey, what about you?
Sorry, I just read Bro Fluke's comment and
he read a comment and completely disregarded. Are you looking forward to next week, Veggey?
I love you too, Bro Fluke. I love you too, Bro Fluke.
No, listen,
but yes, I'm very much looking forward to next week because, I've seen some of these. I've seen, for instance, Sherry play before, so I'm definitely ready to watch that. What?
Listen, let me tell you something, right? This is why I like Olvaha, because I asked you a question, Veggey, and you just literally drifted into the Star Ocean. You don't answer my question. Olvaha answered it immediately.
Pro Fluke is just I was just monitoring the
Pro Fluke
chat
wasn't the one
forum.
that answered the question. I did. Are you looking forward to next week?
Yes, very much so. I'm looking forward to it so much that I couldn't even find words to describe it, which is why I was actually silent.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, he got himself with that one. We'll let you off the hook with that one. But, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, do not forget, next week, Monday, we're going to have another interesting First 10 exhibition for you guys. So make sure you come locked in with that as well. Richard, do you have the SFL stuff so we can remind these people once again that this will be happening? Yes, it is there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is next week, Thursday. Street Fighter League Season 4 starts. If you want to see Season 3 and the Season 3 finals, head on over to Capcom Fighters YouTube channel. You can check out the archives there. But from next week, Thursday onwards, it's going to be non-stop action from the Season 4. And there are absolute powerhouses of teams there. And we will find out who the winner of Season 4 will be in the upcoming weeks. But make sure you stick around with that. And do not forget, there has been a change in schedule. Dhalsim and Poison players rejoice. We've got until next year, March, to ruin everybody's day, because the overall balance patch for the entire roster will be happening in March next year, not in fall, not in November when Luke comes out, because the season is partway through. We're at the business end of the season, and you don't want to disrupt the flow more than it already has been for the competitive players. So it will be happening. As you can see, Luke is on your screen, and you see those costumes there. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the story outfit, but that's just me. I think the guys here, they like the battle costume. I think the tracksuit
No,
costumes.
I'm with you. Story costume.
I like, honestly, I think they're all pretty nice, but the battle costume looks so chill.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking his default costume is the only one he's not wearing shoes, right? Every other costume he's got shoes on. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Oh, well, in March 2022, there'll be a new balance patch. There'll be a 2022 stage, and there'll be 3 more costumes. Probably not for Luke, probably for other characters as well. But it's a great time once again to be. No, listen.
Maybe.
Listen. Right, let me tell you. Let me break something down for you real quick. Because of what you and Phenom did last year, you're not getting any Nikali costumes, and you're not getting any more Birdie costumes. What did we do? You know what you did. I don't need to explain it to you. Everyone here, all these viewers in the chat know exactly what you did. They know exactly what you did. Don't even try that. He's trying to act complex right now. He knows exactly what he did. Don't worry about it. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got to love you and leave you for another night here on Sets. But I got to give these two the floor, my minions. Olvaha, any last words before we close out the stream?
Oh, I just want to say that this was one of the most amazing sets. And I'm just so happy to be here. Wow, it was so thrilling from the start to the finish, and I don't want to be anywhere else besides you guys. Like, I want to be here with you guys. I had so much fun.
Was that your last words, Veggey, or is there anything else you want to say?
No, that was just a kiss to Olvaha. That's how we do it in Scandinavia. We kiss when we love each other.
Exactly.
I just want to say, as proven, almost at least, Dhalsim's broken still, very broken still, and I'm your favorite Brit, and I got something to say for Pro Fluke.
Baby.
Well, that's it, apparently. Someone's asking, is there no Street Fighter 6 in 2022? No. What I will tell you that's coming in 2022, though, it's the final character of Street Fighter 5, and if you want to make sure it's free, you can buy all the Street Fighter 5 DLC, and heck, just buy Champion Edition, and we might get news on it next year, who knows. But right now, we're playing and enjoying some Street Fighter 5, so come and join us. But until then, we got to love you and leave you. And tonight was a tale as old as time, as the left-right mix-ups will always remain powerful in a Street Fighter game. And until then, we'll see you, or mix you up, until next week for the next exhibition. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.